to the Trophy Room pre-show. As we wait for people to trickle on in here, we got a game called Guess the Dot Game, where we are seeing images close up of video games. We gotta find out which game this is. Guys, do you have any clue
What?
right now?
Why'd you include the dot this time? That threw me off.
Yeah, I was like, wait, are we playing a new game? I'm really confused.
Guess that game. He reads whatever is on script. He doesn't deviate, you know? So yeah, guess the game. What is this?
Some sports thing?
I was thinking
like tennis?
Like Mario Tennis, you think?
Yeah, or like a Wii tennis or
Mario Tennis.
Yeah, let's do this.
Joe, did we tweet that we were out?
What here?
Oh, it's Aces.
Oh my God! First one.
Nice job.
Right. No, I did not. Let me get to that.
How about like that team effort there?
That was pretty great.
Seriously, that was the best we've ever worked together.
I did nothing. You guys did great.
You chose the right one out of all the different Mario tennises.
You know that's fair.
I said tennis, Joe said Mario, and you chose the right one.
I don't know what the hell this is.
It's like he knew.
That looks like a tube of some sort with a blue thing inside it.
Oh, okay. I thought this was like a little lad, and that's like his eyeball. But
I
now
think
I'm
it's
totally
all
seeing
connected.
a tube now.
Do you see the tube now? With like a snowy mountainscape in the background.
Yeah.
Snowy mountain. Okay, hear me out. Splitgate.
Splitgate, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the white, the circle.
Okay. It is not Splitgate.
Oh, never mind. 82 Metacritic. Now we're in the ocean, right? That's the ocean?
Yeah, the only one I can think of is Subnautica.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
Go for it.
Ooh, below zero because it was snowy. And the first one.
Yes. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm so dumb sometimes, guys. I messed up the go live tweet.
Oh, jeez, how dare you?
How
Skeet.
dare you?
I'm sorry.
You'll never
Skeet.
be forgiven.
I know.
How will people know to come listen to us?
Mortuary assistant.
I like.
Wait,
that
no.
guess.
Mortuary simulator. Mortuary simulator.
I like that guess a whole lot. But does this feel like it's a little too old visually for that game? Like,
yeah, mortuary
looks...
definitely. I haven't played the simulator one, so I don't know what the graphics look like for that one. But yeah, this looks like an older.
God. How do you spell mortuary? Mortuary.
Muary.
Nope, it's not in there.
Oh, okay. Well,
unless I have to put in the mortuary. No, that's not there.
Nope. All right, never mind.
I'm
what's another?
I'm thinking like old school survival horror almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's a horror game where?
Silent Hill?
Could be. Let's do Silent Hill 1 and see what happens. Let's see what happens. No, it's not.
Damn it. Stupid.
Stingray puts Trauma Center in the chat. I don't think I've ever heard of Trauma Center.
No, neither.
Let's do it.
I'll put it in. No, why not? Oh boy. We'll do the first one. Nope. PS2.
The Skeet is live.
Okay. NES Encyclopedia in chat goes, I just finished up binging Light's Back to the Future trilogy videos.
Hey, thank you.
Great Scott, it was most excellent.
Hey! Oh, God, I love that. God, Back to the Future is so good.
I miss my pink hair.
Do you have an affinity to the DeLorean, T?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Because I saw we went to a winery like a year ago, and I saw 9 DeLoreans parked like in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Amy legit told our coworker that we were out on this winery rendezvous with. She's like, no bullshit. I've never seen Joe this happy in my entire life.
Great job, Stingray.
Thank you,
Hey.
Stingray.
Oh, I put in
No,
Indigo Prophecy, and it gave me it because it says Fahrenheit.
Nice.
Oh, interesting.
When I was in Universal a couple months ago, they had the real DeLorean from the filming at the park.
Oh my
I
God.
was geeking out over that, but mostly just because it was like a film prop.
Oh my God. No, yeah, it's that is akin to me seeing. I'm not even kidding, and I'm not even exaggerating. Jesus Christ. I would not be calm and be like, it's him. It's him. The DeLorean.
I took a picture in front of it.
God.
If anybody gets this game on this screenshot,
Mhm.
go play the lottery. This is the most generic thing I've ever seen.
Are we thinking this is a factory or a prison?
What?
I don't hate prison.
Hmm.
But what prison game would it be?
It's like I have seen this before.
Could it be one of the original GTAs?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Let's do GTA 3. I don't hate that.
Okay.
Grand Theft Auto. Ooh, I'd like to guess
Yeah,
a whole
that's
lot.
good.
88.
88.
Now we're
Now we're in
inside.
casino. Huh.
A James Bond game?
Could be. Let's just do James Bond Nightfire. Or,
Oh, dude, Nightfire was so good.
It's not even here.
What?
Do Bloodstone. No. Dreamcast. Oh, Shenmue.
Dreamcast.
Oh.
Oh, I was like, The Watch. It's James fucking Bond.
Yeah.
Ah.
People love this game. I've seen videos of it. I don't think I'll ever play it. It's
I've seen one person play it and go, they kept on asking me for reassurance. They're like, isn't this fun, right? This is a good game, right? You're having fun. Sure, dude. All right, last one.
What do we got going on here?
Huh.
Can you hover over the top part? Like over to the left or right? I'm trying to tell, is it floating or is it connected?
Hmm.
Like the top right?
Oh,
that-
yeah. I can't
It
tell.
couldn't be. But there is a pass in Breath of the Wild that's like that, where it's like cut in the middle, but it doesn't look like that. Doesn't
No.
scream
Let's
Zelda at all to me.
let's do it because I got nothing.
Halo.
Oh, it's Halo,
Halo
Infinite, isn't
Infinite.
it?
Yeah.
I almost said that.
God bless.
With the first one, but I wasn't sure.
The missions change. They always do.
There it is.
What a great game. What a great game, man.
I never played them all. I really need to.
Oh my God. Real talk, nothing would make me happier. Playing it with both of you guys.
I would love that.
Oh my God.
Let's do a playthrough. Let's do a playthrough. Would you guys? Oh,
Yeah.
wait. We need it on PlayStation.
Yes.
What?
Yes, we do.
I forgot.
I can't play it currently.
I was gonna ask if you guys would co-op. Shit. One with the chainsaw. I forget the name now.
Oh, Gears of War.
Gears of War. Gears of War. Because I want to
Save it for
replay
the
those before
pod,
the
save
new one
the
comes out.
pod. Trust me, it's in there. It's in it. Don't worry.
All right.
But yes,
Okay, so
Joe,
the
this-
circle at the bottom
Yeah.
means it's over.
This is
Oh,
this,
shit,
this
this-
is you, Joe. This is all,
all
you.
right. Okay.
A straight line is how many
200.
degrees, Joe? Do you know?
180, right?
Correct. So this is more than a straight line.
205.
All right, let's go 205.
215 now. I think of it.
Ah!
Go
Oh,
play the lottery.
oh my God! I just beautiful mind-
0.00% from the exact angle. You nailed it. Look at you.
I'm the smartest man in the world. Let's start the show. Let's go.
All right, let's do one more.
All right, all right. Guess the goddamn house.
No. This is guess the logo. This is guess the logo.
Mario?
I mean, sure. Let's do it. Let's do Mario.
Right.
Let's just do Mario Brothers.
Watch this 2
Nope.
and 2. Shit.
Oof.
MLS.
That's all they got us there? MLS.
Yeah.
Like Major League Soccer?
Yep.
Nope, that's not there.
Probably a car.
Yeah.
Ooh, what's the?
Like
Isn't
a
there one with a
Ferrari?
snake? Sure.
I don't know cars.
Me neither. Shit.
This used to be an app where you'd
You
have the
think so?
logos and you'd have to label the logos.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was so bad at that.
I'm gonna skip one more.
Maserati.
Oh,
Oh,
It's a lion,
I
right?
got it. I
It's
got it. It's the Florida Panthers.
Oh. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
go
All
team.
right. I guess.
All
I
right,
guess we can
team.
stop playing games. I guess.
Dang
Oh,
it!
let me put OBS up for a sec. It's gonna make me WandaVisioned, but it's gonna be okay.
No, we will have like a holiday episode or something where we
Yeah.
only play.
When there's absolutely zero news, that's the only thing we do on the whole.
Dude,
Well, it'll
speaking
be
of,
like
it was gonna be this week too, and then things just happened.
it'll be like what's the IGN podcast? Oh shoot, I listen to it all the time too. Guys, my
Oh, 20
brain is just
questions?
not working. Yeah, 20 questions,
I
and
love
sometimes they'll
20
have the
questions.
just 20 questions episodes.
Game Scoop. That's the name of the
Game
show.
Scoop, thank you. Shout out to Game Scoop. Love Game Scoop.
All right, y'all, are you ready for this? Oh, let me make sure my mic's working. And it's
Are you
the right
guys ready?
mic.
Wait, hold on. I'm not.
And no, I'm not. And see,
My
as I
line
said,
is squiggling.
I gotta redo a little something here.
How now, brown cow? The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Can you guys hear my stomach right now?
No.
No?
Okay, thank God. If I bolt, I'll be back.
Okay.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. That's not a problemo. Stream. Yep, stream default.
Chad, how we doing?
Okay, cool. Baba booey, baba booey. Kyle, your mic's on, right?
It should be on.
His
Okay,
mic
there
his
you
How
line
now?
is squiggling.
Yeah. We could
All right,
do
I'm ready.
streaming.
Do
Let's
it.
do this.
All right, chat. We'll see you in 16 seconds.
Oh, wait, no longer greatness has arrived. Welcome to episode 418 of The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, aka Mr. Badbit, and it is here where we chat about all the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation each and every week. This week, we chat about even more layoffs at Sony. Don't bet on any more Last of Us games. Tony Hawk 3 and 4 remake is real, and tons of Flash news and so much more as we do it live on youtube.com/PS Trophy Room each and every Wednesday night and on podcast feeds the very next day after. Alongside me, the greatest co-host who ever is, who ever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
Isn't that Tegan? Isn't Tegan the greatest co-host?
Well, you were the original.
Eh.
You can't. She's still
I'm
got
slacking, though.
years under her belt.
Yeah.
You know, to go.
Listen, at least you contribute. I show up, okay? You're like, I'm coming on at this time, and I'm like, cool, I'll be there. And then I sit down in my chair.
Yeah. You know, but you do it sick half the time.
Exactly.
And you don't. You know, you're coming in with like a
feel
broken
like
arm.
if we were
and
to have
stuff,
a
you know?
chart, Tegan, you've done more shows sick than you have healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous at this point.
But Kyle Stevenson, I have a question for you, sir. You ready for this?
Sure.
Daredevil. It's back.
Oh, yeah,
man.
Joe and I were texting about it last night because the first two. We're not going to spoil it. Absolutely not. We
Never. I
we're
would
not,
never do
we're
that
not
to anybody.
monsters here.
Yeah.
The first two episodes dropped late last night. We both watched it and we were texting, and other than us texting over how hot everyone is in this show, which is
So hot, dude.
insane.
So hot.
We're so back. I think
Yeah,
I
we're
could
so back.
I could watch a whole 18 episode season of just
Mhm.
Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio sitting at a table talking to each other.
Right? I'm like, yeah, I could watch it. Like, it's a podcast, but they both don't like each other.
Exactly. Like I would be so down. It's amazing, so much so, Joe, that immediately afterwards I watched the first 2 episodes of the first season.
I don't blame you
Because
there.
like I wanna see if I can, before this season is over, I can fully catch up because it's been a
That's
minute.
fine. Yeah,
I love these
that
characters so much.
that it was so good that I did that, like, or not did. I want to do the same. Where it's like when I have downtime,
Yeah.
I really need to rewatch these shows because I wanted to go in like fresh and like not have any of it in the back of my mind of any expectation. Just getting more Daredevil. I'm very glad I did that.
Like
But
just to put it in perspective, like one of the first shots of the first episode of this season, it's like a 6-7 minute one shot from
yeah,
beginning to end.
That's
And
awesome.
it's like, whew, it's so well done. It's amazing.
How many
yeah.
seasons were there originally before they stopped the first time?
There were 3
Three?
specific Daredevil seasons,
Okay.
but he shows up in the Defenders,
hmm
and
He has a cameo in a movie.
he does.
I've seen that one.
And he
Yeah.
shows up in She-Hulk.
Yes.
I've seen that one.
Well, She-Hulk
Which is
gets a
not
lot of hate from
which is not canon, by the way, in this season. They
Oh, it's
kind of-
not.
Or they won't reference his one night stand with She-Hulk.
Ah, you
Was
Cowards.
what was the show with the girl that's really strong?
She-Hulk.
No, not She-Hulk. She's a brunette.
Oh yeah, Jessica Jones.
Is he in Jessica Jones at all? I watched the first season or two of Jessica Jones.
She's a Defender. She's in the Defender show. I don't
Okay.
know if he shows up in any of her seasons.
Okay, because I didn't watch the Defenders and I didn't watch like the Guy spin-off. Is that the Defenders with the Guy?
There's also
There's-
Iron Fist and Luke Cage, who
Luke
Yeah.
Cage is the one I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Okay,
Luke
I didn't
Cage
watch
is
any of
great.
those, but I watched her show and I really liked
Jessica
it. and then-
Jones is great.
Okay,
I love Jessica Jones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Rumor has it she showed up in New York City while they're filming season 2.
No.
So
Let's see.
I hope so. I love Kristen Ritter, right?
Yep.
I
Yep.
love her as Jessica
Jane.
Jones. She's fantastic.
Yeah. I'll never forgive you, Walter White. That said, everyone's favorite, the lightweight herself, Tegan. How are you doing?
We might need to change my name to the Sick Weight because my child is the plague bearer.
hmm
I love her dearly, but she is, if you're a WoW player, she is like one of the big ogre guys that has the stitches. You know who I'm talking
Okay.
about? She's like
Oh,
that.
I know
She's
Stitches.
carrying the plague.
Yeah.
And she's luckily, she's still, well, not luckily. Unluckily, she still has the cold that I just
Mm.
recovered from.
Mm.
Luckily, she has not gotten the stomach bug that she passed to me. So I got the
Alright.
stomach bug again yesterday. Yay. Not nearly as bad as the other 2 that I've had this year. It only lasted like 1 day. I'm still
Yeah.
not 100%, but I'm also not living in the bathroom anymore, so that's progress.
There you go.
Um, but I swear we got a letter home from the school on Friday saying like, "Hey, there's a digestional bug going around." And I was like, "Wonderful." Didn't get sick Saturday, didn't get Sunday. I was like, "I'm good." And shouldn't have done that because Monday night, not good anymore.
It
Not good
it
anymore.
must really suck to work at a preschool, knowing that
Their
you're in grab
immunities,
zero.
their immunities must just be insane. But it's been so bad even for them because they are constantly having teachers out and being like, "You
Yeah.
can't bring your kid. You haven't dropped your kid off yet. You can't bring them in because we have no more teachers." Like
Yep.
we're at max capacities because we're so short staffed. And every time I bring her in, there's different teachers in the afternoon because they have like they just can't keep the normal staff because they're all so sick because it's just been awful.
It's very similar where I work, where like because my clients or participants they're on the spectrum, so like they can't tell you when they're sick, so sometimes it's just like you got it from Johnny, but Johnny didn't really give symptoms until 3 days in, and so he kind of becomes like patient zero, and it just infects everybody. Like when I
Mhm.
came in on my first week, the flu was ravaging the place.
Mhm.
So it was just, and like they were pissed that they're like, why are you bringing your kids here,
Mhm.
like sick? They're like,
Yeah.
Leave them home if they have anything. We can't we can't keep doing this. So
Well, and
yeah,
with the
no.
toddlers too, it's hard because the doctors say like unless they have a specific fever or they have certain symptoms that are not going away by a certain amount of time, don't bring them in. So, and then it's like they can go to school. Like with her cold, she's miserable at night. Like she is in the bathroom right now with hot shower running, but like she's fine during the day. So we still send her in, but she's still hacking up a lung at school. But
Yeah.
if we kept her home, she would have been home for 3 weeks. Or kids are acting okay, like they don't have a fever. Like she had another little classmate who was at school all day, and then when Dan went to pick her up on Monday afternoon, he
Mm.
threw up as he was walking in the room, and he had been
Oh.
there all day. So like, I mean, you don't know until they're just
Yeah.
like, and then at
Until
that point,
they're
it's too late. We're
chucking.
all infected already.
Exactly. Yikes. I'd be walking around my house with PPE. There's no way you're getting me. I hate being sick.
My
Ugh.
dad lives in Texas, and we normally FaceTime once a week so that he can like talk to my daughter and talk to me
Yeah.
or whatever. I haven't talked to him in like 2 months because we're just so ill. Like I'm like I cannot FaceTime you right now. I'm sorry. And I'm pretty sure he doesn't believe me anymore. He's like,
Yeah.
you've got to be faking it because
What
it's
did I
just
do?
been over and over. Every week is something new. I feel better for like 2 days, sick again with something else.
Ugh.
Like you
Well,
can
listen.
see it. I don't have makeup on today, so you can like see my eye bags. Like they're vicious.
Now
They're
listen,
violent.
you look a little worse for wear. I didn't want to say it, but you said it. You allowed me to say it.
I do.
But I appreciate you being here. That's the
Listen,
most important thing.
I wanted to be here, but like I said, if I go running, I'll be back.
We all know. And listen, no judgments, okay? No judgments. I do have a starter question though for y'all. It's the PlayStation 2's 25th anniversary. Put an asterisk on it. March 4th marks the 25th anniversary of the PlayStation 2, the best-selling video game console of all time, because PlayStation keeps on finding like a million or two straight lying around somewhere. Sony released the home system in Japan on March 4th, 2000. Holy shit, we are so old. That said, Asa Green River's question for us, as he is the starter question this week, he writes, if they made a PS2 classic, what would be each of your 30 games on the system? 30. Let's not get crazy. Okay. My memory cannot remember.
Give you 3.
Exactly. 3 PS2 games at tops on command. What do you think I am, a machine?
It's like what's that old game show of name that tune? I can name 30 games for the PS2 classic, and then Joe, you go like, I can name 28.
Exactly. I got 3 if my memory's good, and I took one of them vitamins. All right. That said, we're gonna narrow it down to 1. If we are making a PS2 mini console, what is a game that you feel like, out of all of them, this is the defining thing that is PlayStation 2 to you? So, Kyle Stevenson, you are the PlayStation 2 vet.
That's me.
Right?
Because I'm
So
old.
you're old. I mean, listen, Tegan and I think we were in like the 5th and 6th grade, respectfully amongst us. So, like, money was tight. You know what I'm saying? Allowances, the budget ain't going anywhere. So, what is the game to you?
What grade was I in 2000? 8th grade? I was an 8th grader.
Oh, so if you're in the 8th grade, I think I'm actually in the 4th grade.
Yeah, something like that.
No one do the math. It's gonna hurt both of our feelings.
Anyway, I was 13 in 2000.
Yeah,
that's where I was. Yeah. Man, I go to a lot of ones right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how could you not have it with any of the GTAs? Either 3, Vice City, or San Andreas. I think are easy. Like, put them in there, if not all 3. Yeah. I think of Bully. I think of
Bully was PS2.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yeah, in my head.
Yeah,
I just played that for the first time this year.
I thought it was PS3, but okay.
I think of Final Fantasy X. I think of it's a joke answer, but not really, because I thought it looked really cool, but it played like crap. The Bouncer.
Oh yeah.
The SSX games, NBA Streets.
I knew you'd say that. Yeah. NBA Street. See, now they're starting to come back to me.
The Medal of Honor series were my favorite shooters back in those days. Like, what was it? Airborne And Allied
Airborne was
Assault.
PS3, but Allied, yeah,
Yeah.
great game.
Yeah. There's more that's probably will come to my mind. Like Black. Black was a very
Ooh.
cool first-person shooter. It was very had great cinematography.
I believe that's Rocksteady that made that.
Yeah,
if memories.
maybe I don't know. Killzone.
Yes.
Just to have it in there. Ratchet and Clank, Jack and Daxter,
Ooh,
Sly Cooper.
Oh.
Like there's a lot there. Red Faction I really liked.
Mm-hmm. I want to shout out the Kush Completionist who writes in chat live like you can too. You join us each and every Wednesday night. He writes, Def Jam fight for New York.
Hell yeah.
Yes, because every time you get to beat, what's his name? Sean Paul's ass? Or Sean Paul's ass? I hate that guy so much.
Wait,
I hate
there's
his
a game where you beat Sean Paul the singer?
It's
yes.
On a Paul's Day?
It's a fighting game that are all the rosters all rappers.
Yeah. And it's in real talk to you.
It's really good.
It's actually really good. Like you would think it's like, oh, this is like a cheap like money. No, it's actually like a really good fighting game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I am
And, like,
intrigued.
Yeah, every match is like one of their songs, but I hate Sean Paul so much. I hate him so much.
Sean Paul songs were my bitch on DDR.
Oh God, I hate.
Give me
I
a good Sean Paul song on DDR, and I am owning that shit.
I hate him so much. But no, yeah, shout out to Def Jam. For me, if I had to put one game
really quickly, speaking of PS2, DDR, put that on this list.
That
I
would be on
played
my
a
list for
shit
sure.
ton of DDR.
Oh my God, dude, Time Crisis, let's go. For me, if I had to pick one though, that is like defines my PlayStation 2, get ready for this. You holding on to something, folks. I would put Kingdom Hearts 2 on there.
Oh, okay.
I think Kingdom Hearts 2 would be the defining, oh my God, that's the game on PS2 for me, out of all of them. And like that has to be on the little mini console. But what say you, like, if you had to put one PlayStation 2 era game in there?
Okay, my list is very different than all of yours because I was playing very different games on my PS2, and I cannot choose this one, so I'm going to give a couple. Okay.
Okay.
The Crash Bandicoot trilogy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
nice.
Spyro.
Absolutely.
Croc.
Absolutely.
Frogger.
Hell yes.
Loved Frogger. DDR. Obviously, that was my jam, literally.
Yeah.
But then shout out to an underappreciated game that was actually really good. The Chicken Little game.
Oh, okay.
The Chicken Little game. Listen, you can laugh. That shit was good. Okay, that shit was good. It was so much fun. So
Hot
Chicken
damn.
Little. Everyone
As I
check out
was-
Chicken Little game.
Beating Sean Paul's ass. Lights over here going, I'm going to be Chicken Little, movie
Yeah.
tie-in.
Yep, but it was like the best movie tie-in ever.
Yeah.
That was the only movie tie-in I played. But I've heard the other ones are not very good. This one was really good.
But also shout out to the Mountain out there. Like the E.T. game, everybody knows that one. But let's talk about the unsung hero, the Shrek PS2 Essential game. Shout out to you, Shrek game. We all played you the first level.
That.
Oh, T, it's
Was
so
it wicked
bad.
hard?
Oh man, that's very wicked Boston of you. I think the controls made it hard.
Okay, because I feel like
remember
I
that.
played that, but I never made it very far.
Yeah, no, everybody just made it past middle of the first level, I think.
Okay.
And then they just gave up.
You
They knew better.
just reminded me, Light, that we're supposed to be getting a Croc remaster soon.
Oh, I'm excited. I
I
don't know
can't
when
wait.
that's coming out, but I cannot wait for that game.
It's been a while since I played that on PS1. Was it? It's been a bit.
I never beat it because I wasn't good enough as a youth.
Yeah.
So it's my time to
Same.
shine,
I never
baby.
beat it either.
It's my time to shine. Collecting those little fur ball things, whatever those were,
Yep.
the little orange fur balls, they're so cute.
Mhm.
But also, let's shout out to the biggest unsung hero here, Blockbuster.
Hell yeah.
You were the goat, man.
I
Miss
miss it.
Blockbuster.
Come on. Shout out.
My
to
family
you.
would go every Friday night and we'd pick out 3 movies. My parents would pick one out, my brother would pick one out, and I'd pick one out. And then we'd watch each of them over the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. I don't remember. It was so good.
I would beg to have them before I owned a console. Like, can we rent a PlayStation, please? Can I rent
My
an
parents
N64?
were so anti that. They're like, I I was aware of it, but like, it was such a impossible ask for me as a kid that like I just wouldn't.
Hmm.
But I do remember. Here's one of the best PS2 memories I got. Renting GTA, the person over the counter telling my mom what's all the things in it, and then convincing her it's for my brother, her giving me the disc, saying, okay, fine. It's like maybe like midnight or whatever. I'm too scared to just turn on the game because I'm afraid she's gonna walk in. So I saw the start screen and that's it. But then San Andreas came out and I was a different man. I was like, Mom, listen, I say now.
Our
I get,
fear was we didn't have memory cards. So we'd be playing Crash Bandicoot and we'd make it the furthest we'd ever made it, my brother and I. And then my
Yep.
mom would say the dreaded words, "It's time for dinner." And
Yeah.
we'd look at each other and be like, shit. Because you didn't just leave games paused back then. That was not a thing. And then we'd look at each other and we'd be so sad. And then finally we got like a used memory card for Christmas or something. And it was the most exciting day of our lives.
I remember when you had to talk your parents into like the memory card. They're like, "Why isn't this just part of the thing?" And you're like, "I don't know why. It's separate. We just need it. I don't know. Like you're asking me logistics of things that are beyond me. Even we just need this because it needs to remember the game."
Did I tell you I found my memory card from when we were a
Really?
kid with my Crash Bandicoot save on it?
That's awesome.
Mine's is in my drawer. Yeah.
Fun
Good
question
memories.
now that we brought up Blockbuster before
Go
we
for it.
segue into the main show. Your least favorite rental, or like one that you're like, man, I can't believe I wasted a rental on this.
Such a
Mine
good
is
question.
Cool Spot, the 7-Up branded platformer. Like you know the little red dot on 7-Up, the soda.
Yeah.
There's a platformer called Cool Spot, and you played as that little red dot.
That was shovelware before we knew it.
1,000,000% it was. I was like, oh,
Those are
this
the
looks
easy
so
flats.
cool, pun intended, and it sucked. I was like, oh, I got a whole weekend with just this? Ugh.
That's such a good question. I don't have that one for you.
Fair.
I wish I did.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We never rented games. We only ever rented movies.
sure.
So
Okay.
I don't have a game.
And worst
that
movie? Worst, do you have one that you rented movie-wise?
Movie wise.
No, but a funny story about the opposite. My stepdad was very like, he's very anti anything that's like negative,
Sure.
but loves war shit and will watch every war documentary of real people dying, real lives
Jeez.
ending.
Yeah.
But if it's a movie or something that's sad, that's pretend, nope, can't watch it. Anyways, so this is when you could first start renting movies through your TV.
Oh wow.
And it was our family movie night. We shifted from Blockbuster to renting through the TV. And I don't remember what movie I wanted to watch, but he did not want to watch that because it was negative. And the only family-friendly movie on the whole list was Romeo and Juliet. And I threw a fit. And I was in college. I was too old to be throwing fits, but I was like, are you kidding me? We're not watching Romeo and Juliet. And I was so upset. And then, unfortunately, that movie was actually really good. And by the end, I had to look at him and be like, damn it, you were right. That was good. I was so mad, though. The first half of the movie, I was watching like this. I don't want to watch this bullshit. Romeo and Juliet.
That's really funny.
It's either this or the D-Day documentary.
Oh, that's great.
All right, gang. It's time. Before we get into the news, it's time for our Patreon pitch. Of course, like we say each and every week, the only reason why we look so great, we sound so great, the only reason why we keep the lights on is because of your generosity over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. So, like I say, each every week, if you're either got you through a long car ride, a tough day at work, whatever your situation may be, it really does help us out if you head on over to Patreon, toss a buck our way. We are trying to go to both PAX East and Summer Game Fest this year. It's a tremendous task. I think we can do it, but we need your help. That said, I want to thank our newest members, Todd Oxra at the bronze tier, Mike Hassett at the gold tier, Big G at the bronze tier. They re-upped like you can too. I want to thank our premium producers, Todd Burwitz and Toxic. I want to thank our platinum members, JC, Jedi Master Ren, Cowboy Danger Day, Jonas Young, The Green Gorilla Gamer, Chaotic Monkey, Ryuko Kill 90, Stephen Flesh, Strubles and Bits, A. Aaron, Bertos Maximos. Tommy, Chris, Hybrid 748, Matt Valdez, Silkanet, Decimy, Mitchell Gramling, Mike Thomas, and the Enchanted Goat. Special shout out to Decimy because their pet passed away, their pet cat passed away. Shout out to him. Everybody give him love in the Discord. He's such a terrific member of this community. And I know they can use some kind words right now. I want to thank our gold members: Cypher Primus, Doth Simon the Pie Man, Jesse Garcia, JB the Purple Monkey, Hyde Indoors, Katie, Kevin Mitchell, Kevin Diaz, Marcus O'Neill, the Red Arrow, Aegis Hermit, Androsaur, Astronaut Jr., the Winter Gamer, Stingray X, Robbie Bobby Miller himself, Brenton Zachary, Final Fan XZ. Hambone, JD Dillinger, Stone Cold E.T., Tino Six Speed, N. Johnson, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Solo, Matthew King, Duh Overlord, Dewane Raksha, Drellish, Sean McKenzie, Rick Arrington, Solo, Matthew King, I'm saying that again, sorry, Rick Davis, Seth Mid-Dinner, Samuel Nestling, Maximum Carnage, Jazzy Bren, and of course, the Lord Commander Suddy. Thank you all so much for supporting us the ways you do. Kyle Stevenson.
Shout out to our YouTube members, Nisa Hauer, Strubles a Bits, and Tommy. So if you want a little trophy next to your name in the YouTube chat,
That's right.
why don't you join us over there? Joe, you did forget one thing.
What's that?
And I feel like we can't start the show without it.
Okay.
You didn't do the goat noise. And I'm
Oh.
like, there it is. Now we can start.
You're going to be a
It's
pro
time
at
to-
that by the end.
Oh, yeah.
Next time they
It's
make a
time to
goat
screw.
simulator game, they're like, hey, Joe.
Would you like to be a voice actor in this game?
Here's my SAG card.
We're not gonna record actual goats. We're gonna go to you.
Just me. I'm goat 1, 3, and 17. Believe it or not.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is the last random segue, I promise. Do you remember when that Taylor Swift song was going around?
Yes.
That I Knew You Were Trouble, and then they inserted the goat noise?
Yeah.
You just need to have that as a
As
noise
like-
that you can play.
As a soundboard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
I need
it's
a
your
soundboard.
goat
And instead of your
noise.
beep when you cuss, it's that.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. We need a soundboard ASAP. Kyle, it's time to square up the news.
This first bit of news comes from Sophie, is it McAvoy over at GamesIndustry.biz, and Sophie writes, Sony lays off employees at Visual Arts and PlayStation Studios Malaysia. First-party PlayStation support studio Visual Arts and PlayStation Studios Malaysia have reportedly been affected by staff cuts. As reported by Kotaku, and, quote, unknown number of staff, end quote, were allegedly laid off at Visual Arts and informed that, quote, their last day at Sony would be March 7th, end quote. These layoffs are allegedly, quote-unquote, widespread and said to include developers who are working on the recently canceled live service game from Ben Studios. PlayStation Studios Malaysia seems to have also faced layoffs, according to a LinkedIn post from former senior project manager Joanne Effendi Mafor. Quote, there was a wave of workforce reduction, and unfortunately I'm no longer part of the PlayStation brand, Mafor wrote. The saddest, most devastating part for me was seeing high performers and key individuals who are actively working on projects being laid off, end quote. PlayStation Studios Malaysia was founded in 2020 to work alongside Visual Arts, which itself provides art and technical support to first-party PlayStation studios. Most recently, it worked with Naughty Dog on The Last of Us Part 1 and 2 remasters. And in an update from XDev partner, Insider Gaming has learned that after the layoffs that were publicly announced in September 2024 took place, roughly 40 employees or so were let go. The remaining staff was kept to offer post-launch support and development on Until Dawn after its October release. In December 2024, however, the company quietly laid off that staff as well, resulting in around 20 more developers losing their job. Sources say that only the studio's founders remain in quote-unquote possibly a handful of employees at most. There are no employees in public relations, marketing, or development left. Quote, people are sharing bugs they found in the game to make the team aware, but there is no one working on patch support for the game anymore, one source said. The studio has effectively closed now. And that's for Ballistic Moon, correct? You're muted, Joe.
Yep, I'm sorry. My apologies. Yeah, that is for Ballistic Moon. So, there's nothing much we can add to this other than our hearts go out to those affected. Um, but it's something to take note as we're celebrating PlayStation 2's 25th anniversary, and we're celebrating all these things that turmoil continues to happen in this industry. It continues to not look great on the AAA side. And whether you're an ex-dev partner like Ballistic Moon, it looks like whatever they were working on beyond just the Until Dawn remake was canceled, and this. And then when it comes to the Malaysia studios, it's also very important for us to take note of, you know, Eastern or Asian studios that are also being rocked by this industry turmoil that we're seeing currently. Um, it sucks. It's awful. And at the same exact time, it's the weird thing of like, but this is also what we wanted in terms of like, well, we didn't want the live service push. And it seems like they're shifting away from that, but that even has costs on its own. So, you know, it's a real shitty thing. So
It kind of seems like damned if you do, damned if you don't, because
yeah,
when you do and it's not successful, then you get widespread layoffs. And when you don't, because it's not successful, you still get layoffs. It's like, what? You can't win.
you really can't. And again, it's like last week. It's like Marvel Rivals. You can have the most successful game in the world right now, and just because of things, external out of games and just global affairs, it's like, well, we don't know where we're going to be in the next 2 to 3 years, so we can't have you here if things get frozen on our end. So we might as well cut you off now. It's like, you're right. It's very damned if you do, damned if you don't. And it sucks because I know, Kyle, we've been wondering what has the PlayStation Studios Malaysia team been working on, because they've been a support studio for a bit, and it's been teased for a while now that
They're gonna take over
they're
Uncharted, was what the big rumor was.
yeah, and here you go.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
I don't. It doesn't matter what the industry is or where it's at. I hate seeing like mass layoffs or layoffs in general. Yeah, it's just a bummer.
Yeah, it sucks.
The Jim Ryan effect is, I can't wait for that to be over and done with.
What do you think that's going to be?
Poor decisions. I would like to say this was the last thing.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Man, wait till you get to Flash News, because I think we're in the thick of it still. Yeah, I know. That said, let's get into some more optimistic news, talk about changes to this industry, disruptive changes to this industry that are probably doing some good that we're seeing on our end. And this is kind of, I was going to put these 3 things in Flash News, Kyle, but because they're all part of the same thing, let's just get to it right now. What say you?
Let's do it now.
All right, let's go for it.
Time. Oh, I thought you were going to have me do it. No, go for it.
No, you do. I felt like you were going to do it better.
Let's enter the green room. Nay, the achievement hall. This first bit of news comes from Dalton Cooper over Game Rant. Forza Horizon 5 on PS5 comes with a catch. When Forza Horizon 5 releases for PS5, it will do so as a digital-only game. Forza Horizon 5 has long been one of Xbox's highest-rated console-exclusive games, but that will change in the very near future. As part of Microsoft's multi-platform initiative, Forza Horizon 5 is set to release on PlayStation 5, the chief competitor of the Xbox Series X and S consoles.
Ooh, and it has an official release date of April 29th. So next month, we're all going to be playing Forza Horizon 5. My only question is, will they have, I think there's a Halo level in it. Let me drive the Warthog, goddammit. And also, here's a real question for you guys. This game, few years old, it's coming out on PlayStation 5. It's enhanced. It's got all these doodads on it for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Insert, it's the best place to play here. But also most expensive, it's $59.99. Is that too high of a price? or because hey, it's a new game to this market? No, both of you guys shaking your heads.
No.
Go for it, Light. Tell me.
It's new to the PlayStation market, and it's been, like you said, it's got all the new bells and whistles and stuff. It's not like they just took the old game and shoved it over. So I think that's perfectly fine.
Okay, Kyle Stevenson.
Yeah, I don't see an issue with it, especially because it's not a
Okay.
brand new thing.
All right, fair enough.
I will say I'm a little bummed that all the DLC isn't included in that, and that's sold separately.
Oh, okay.
At least from
That's
what
not
I
a good idea.
know, I could be wrong.
If that
Nope,
is
you are
interesting,
totally
'cause
right.
if it's all out, then why wouldn't you have it just all be?
Yeah, so that's a
Yeah.
little weird, but it's fine. I'm okay with it.
To be fair, with Skyrim, every Skyrim release, that's the same way.
Yeah.
Unless you buy the special edition.
Yeah.
That's fair. And you bought it for the toaster oven too. Which is
If I had a toaster oven that could play it, or one of those refrigerators that could play it, I would own it on there for sure.
go.
I own so
Hi,
many
Kyle
copies of that game.
Stevenson.
This next bit
Next in the green room.
comes from Push Square. Game of the Year contender Indiana Jones and the Great Circle targets an April release. Xbox has said that first-person adventure game Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will release this spring on PS5, but it hasn't committed to a particular date. However, a throwaway line in the Verge article published by Connected scribe Tom Warren may have narrowed down the window. In it, he points out that Microsoft is targeting an April release date for the Machine Games developed adventure. If true, it could potentially deploy back-to-back with Forza Horizon 5, which is due on April 29th.
Ooh wee. All right, Indy coming relatively soon. Kyle, you got a look on your face. What's that all about?
There's just too many games.
Yeah.
That's the look. It's not that I'm upset or mad. Like, I'm excited that I will, finally get to check this one out.
Mhm.
There's just too many games. Too many
You
games.
got this. You got Forza. You got Doom, and I know there's like 8 other games heading in May that I know I'm forgetting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We have AC Shadows in a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Come
there's
on.
tons of indies coming out in between now and then too. I think oh my god, what's the Compulsion games? South by Midnight, isn't that also
South
in
by
April?
Midnight. Yep.
Like,
Huh.
let's slow down.
Relax,
Whoa,
please.
I realize you're all wondering when GTA 6 is coming out and you want to avoid it. But let's take a shot,
Yeah.
Well, it's
come
like, why
on.
can't you spread things out more evenly? Like, why is it there'll be nothing that you want to play for like 6 months, and then in 2 months' time, there's like 10 games. And you're like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah.
Like honestly, I wouldn't hate because it is weird. It's like these are 2 games, both Xbox published, and they're coming out. If this is true, like so close to each other, like Indiana Jones, it's an important IP to me. God damn it.
I think it's
I would give
especially
that a little bit
important
more
right now.
fanfare. What's that? Yeah, exactly.
Especially important right now.
So important right now. So you know what? Maybe we move that forward. I want to punch a Nazi in the mouth real bad. So maybe you move that April 1st. But jokes aside, like I would love to see that. Give a marketing push for somewhere like I don't know, mid-June, and actually have like the special edition with it. Like I want the most people to be playing Indiana Jones as there can be. So I don't know. That's
When
just my thought.
the initial batch of Xbox games that came to PlayStation, weren't they all out within like a week of each other?
Yeah, I think you had like Pentiment, which was in February,
Sea of
Hi-Fi
Thieves,
Rush in March, and then Sea of Thieves in April.
and then what was the fourth one? There was a fourth one.
There was a 4th one,
Why am I blanking? Grounded.
Grounded, and that was also in April.
Yeah, so like they released pretty close to each other.
True.
Maybe
True.
they saw great success with close releases on PlayStation.
Yeah, and maybe it's like, listen, we're not spending much money on this.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
it's low risk, high reward type of thing.
They could also think that maybe they're not necessarily 100% the same target audience. Like
True.
Mm-hmm.
they're obviously there's going to be overlap, and there's going to be a lot of people that play both, but it's not like they're super similar games that's going to be like competing for, oh, which
Yeah.
one do I get? Which one do I get?
Yeah, fair. All right, last but not leastly, T, we were talking about this behind the scenes. It's coming. It's real, I think. People have told me. Kyle Stevens to take it away.
Zermina Khan over at PS Lifestyle writes, Gears of War Collection, its PS5 Pro Enhanced doesn't have multiplayer. A new report claims that Gears of War Collection's PS5 listing has been uploaded to the PlayStation Store's backend, revealing new tidbits of information. According to Twitter user Detective Seeds, Gears of War Collection is targeting an early to mid-August 2025 launch on the PS5. What's more is that the title is PS5 Pro Enhanced. Unfortunately, however, it looks like the trilogy will come without multiplayer. Apparently, the PlayStation Store listing for Gears of War shows that it's a single-player game. Unless the listing has yet to be updated, there's no mention of support for additional players. Detective Seeds further claims that he sought clarification on co-op support, but hasn't heard back from their source yet.
What? How do you release Gears and you don't have co-op?
I mean,
What?
okay.
I don't have an answer for you on this one. I don't know.
This is one of those, it's like, let's wait till the game actually gets revealed in the showcase.
No, Joe, I want to be mad now.
All right, fair enough. I think that would be...
Let me rage bait.
I would think that would be a
Hold on.
really dumb...
Hold for YouTuber React thumbnail.
Right. Nailed it. We really did nail it. Each one of us, you had the shock face, like you had pure rage. Me, I don't know what I was doing, holding up the world. But your mouth dropped at no multiplayer.
Yeah.
That's no 1v1ing on Gridlock, no annex on Gridlock. Just give me Gridlock. What's going on?
Because you can still play multiplayer on Xbox, correct? It's not like they're not supporting it anywhere? Or am I wrong in that? Because then I'm gonna close my jaw.
So if this is correct, this is their Unreal Engine 5, this is essentially like their tech demo for what this engine's capable of. So if this is coming out on all consoles and all platforms day one, then that would mean Xbox version probably also doesn't have multiplayer either, because Phil Spencer's very much been on record of I don't want anything different on any other platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I personally, I only played co-op. I didn't play multiplayer.
That's
but
fair.
I know so many people did, and when I think multiplayer games, I think Halo and Gears. Those are the two that I personally think of when I'm thinking back on Xbox. So that's just surprising to me. I guess if they don't want to have to support that feature, because you have to have servers and stuff, right? I don't know, I'm not techie, but I think you have to have servers and all that costs money to. So I guess I won't complain because at least we're getting it. But that is very surprising to me because I feel like that was one of the tentpole multiplayer original Xbox games.
Yeah.
That it's interesting to change that now.
I think it's real. It is a realistic outlook to look at it as there's no competitive multiplayer. I don't see this game launching without co-op, because you're right. Co-op, Gears of War for me is playing with my high school buddies.
Right.
Right. And so I think that you don't need a server for. You could just hook up to it. Your friend could be the server and you're hooking up to him and whatnot. And no host advantage. Oh man, that's Gears 1 term right there. But when it comes to the multiplayer, I can understand why that's not there, because I would assume they're all using various engines and different code for each game. That it's well, which one do we choose? Do we try?
And then you have to have crossplay,
exactly.
which could be another added layer. So I get okay, fine. Yeah. I'll unrage myself.
There you go, Kyle Stevenson. What say you? Are you just happy to be,
I'm just
invited
happy to be here? It's fine.
There you go.
We'll learn more probably during the Xbox Showcase in June. I think that's probably the best spot for it, because this would be a huge. Nothing against any of the other Xbox games that have come over. Forza is definitely up there, close to this caliber. But in my eyes, Gears is the same if Ratchet and Clank were to hop over to Xbox.
Yeah,
one of those high-profile mascots for the platform. Switching sides, so that's big enough for a showcase level reveal rather than by the way, here it is on social media kind of thing. So I expect in June we'll hear about it.
Also,
I do. Yeah,
sorry.
Go for it.
Jonathan in chat said, I mainly just want games with good plots. Shout out to the Gear story too, because
Yes.
even just the story is so good in all of those games.
Yep.
Like you wouldn't think it looking at it because you're just like, oh, it's just like slashy horror glory.
Bro.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's actually got a good story arc there.
It's
I
so
think.
good. And like great world building. Oh my god, the plateau, like yeah, I
I
can't
had
wait.
to replay it though because I don't really remember much about it
I
because it's been
remember
so long.
a lot of Gears 1. That's a core memory, that whole entire game. Gears 2, it's where I get a little rough on it. Gears 3, I remember the ending, and I remember the sawed-off shotgun being just so cheap. If you use the sawed-off shotgun in that game, you're trash. You're just garbage. But Gears 1 is like, yeah, that's
Did you play the
everything.
most recent Gears? Or no, because you didn't have your Xbox anymore.
Gears 5, right?
The
That's
one where
Gears
you
5?
play as the girl.
Yeah, Kate. Yes, and I really love how that ends as well.
Mhm.
It's a really good twist.
I chose the character that pissed everybody off, but made more sense for her character story.
Yep.
And everyone was so mad at me in the comments.
No, I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. That said, Game Positive writes, don't tell the nerd chat I'm watching a PlayStation podcast. What a pony thing to say, Eric. Love Eric. Yeah, no, I'm deeply excited.
I have a question
for
though. As
Gears. Yes.
as the Gears, like I know the name. I know
Yeah.
a couple. I know Marcus Phoenix. I know Dom. I think that's all. And the Lancer. That's pretty much all
Sure.
I know. This collection, would it be 1, 2, 3? Would it also include the Judgment game? Like, how many Gears will be in this collection, do you think?
Yeah, that's a great question. So from what the story says, it's Gears 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
So it's the Marcus arc. And yeah, like Light says, like you think going into these games, oh, it's just dude, bro, whatever. Like the story is so good. Kyle, you're gonna cry so many times.
Oh, I'm excited.
It's so good. My question for you though,
Mhm.
do you think? Let's just say let's play a game.
Uh-oh.
The God of War
Ooh,
trilogy is
Jigsaw?
announced.
You want to play a game?
You want to play
Exactly.
a game?
Where's your little red tricycle, little scooter? You come out on that.
So, you didn't say thank you once. So he's a little creep. So you got a world where the God of War trilogy is revealed to the masses.
Yep.
And the Gears of War trilogy, Gao and Gao,
The
coming
girl
at
who
each
lose
other.
One gal, yeah.
Which one do you think sells more on PlayStation?
Oh boy.
Got a hot take.
I feel like it might be Gears.
I think it's Gears as well. T, you're nodding your head? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just because it's new to us. It's
Yep.
new to the audience. I think that alone.
I also think a lot of people will see it as even if they don't plan to play it, a like historical moment.
Yeah.
And just buy it on that premise alone. Kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Listen, Game Positive says Gears sells more if it has multiplayer. I don't doubt that. But again, it's like, then which one do you pick? Because the Ultimate Edition already has, let's be honest, the peak multiplayer. But then you have like Gears 2, which is like the bastard child. But then you have Gears 3, which is also very competent. So it's like, which one, if you were to choose, is the multi? So I understand why they take it out, but at the other end of that, I just give me it. Like, please.
I just don't know how you hear the Mad World song and you don't just immediately want to buy it and play it. I cried with the new trailer. Like you can't. Like I was obsessed with that song. I sang that song everywhere.
Yep. Man, guy, we need to. If they have co-op in it, which they should, we need to all play it, and I need to look at Kyle's face throughout like the whole portion of it. I'm like, is he liking this? This is good, right? I'm gonna be that friend.
You're gonna be
And
that
Kyle's gonna be
person.
like, it was fine, and we're gonna be like, what?
It's the feeling of like you tell your friends, "Oh, I really love this movie. We should watch it together." But you're not watching the movie; you're just watching everyone else. Like, oh,
and
hey,
also the
what about that
pressure
part?
when you're
Yeah.
the person.
Yeah.
So this guy's always gonna get killed in every single one. I don't get it. How big's the family?
I very quickly just want to point out, Jonathan Kelly in chat. What office do you work at?
Why? What's he saying?
Yeah,
What's he saying
he
here?
has he says in chat, the marketing department at my work has a little jigsaw doll on a tricycle in the office. They also have a 6-foot tall Beetlejuice mannequin and Chucky dolls. Why do you go to work?
I was gonna say, if there's ever bringing your friend to work day, I will not go. You cannot invite me. I will just cry in a corner.
Yeah.
Nope.
You bring your pet to work day, someone's bringing a Demogorgon in.
Demo
I don't
dog.
need that in my life.
Oh, work at a
All
casino.
right.
That makes sense.
This one hurts, I think. I don't know. Kyle, you tell us.
This one's fake news. I don't believe it.
I mean, kind of same. Rebecca Valentine over at IGN writes, Neil Druckmann says, don't bet on there being a Last of Us Part 3. If you're a The Last of Us fan, anxiously hoping for word that Naughty Dog is working on a Part 3 video game, I've got some bad news for you. Series creator Neil Druckmann has put a real damper today on any hopes that a Part 3 is in the works, or ever will be. Speaking to Variety, Druckmann gave a lengthy interview today largely centered around The Last of Us TV series. However, at the end, the outlet asked him about the prospect of The Last of Us Part 3. Druckmann responded with quite the shutdown. Quote, I was waiting for this question, he said, sighing. I guess the only thing I would say is don't bet on there being more of Last of Us. This could be it, end quote. Of course, the question remains as if you believe Druckmann or not. Naughty Dog is currently hard at work at Intergalactic, which was announced at the Game Awards last December and is likely several years away from completion given its lack of any kind of release window. With the studio's interests firmly in place right now, there's no way the team has time for The Last of Us Part 3 anytime soon. It's entirely possible Druckmann is being coy here, or simply that he isn't willing to commit yet. The passage of time could change this response, or he could just be done with it. Who can say?
Ooh-wee, ooh-wee. I'm sorry, there's a lot of yelling in the back. So for the audience, there's some flooding in my basement. Everybody's freaking out about something. I don't know what it was, but it must have been expensive. Matthew Kennedy writes in, just like you can too, if you joined the Trophy Room Discord server down in the description of this podcast of the show, click on it. It's there. And if it's not, at me at Blue Sky, and we're going to figure it out, and I'll throw you a link over there as well. That said, Matt Kennedy writes, hey, y'all, question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeah, you bought an early ticket, boy. This one, I guess, comes with a little reading. But do we believe Druckmann about this quote going around online that where he states, I guess the only thing I would say is don't bet on there being any more Last of Us. This could be it. That Variety article was an interesting read, and quotes like this are 9 times out of 10 taken out of context. But what are y'all thinking? Okay, I see you guys with the foil. I see Kyle. He's already preparing his hat. Kyle Stevens, gonna go to you first. You got a tinfoil hat? You got any conspiracies you're working on?
I'm working on a lot of conspiracies, show. But when it comes to this one, I feel like we heard the same after the first Last of Us. Like, I just don't believe that they're fully done with it.
Okay.
Especially combined with the news of like what the show is gonna do and how far the show's going, like how many seasons, quote unquote.
Can you remind me how many seasons they said?
I want to say like
I think they say 4.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know. Never say never. I'm personally, and I'm putting this on record, so I'm the same as I was when we heard about part 2. We don't need a third one. I am so perfectly happy with the story that we have of The Last of Us. We do not need a part 3. However, if we get one, it's probably going to be great. But if the story ended, I am satisfied. Right. I love how it ended. It's brutal, but that's the whole point of the game. So like, if we get a part 3 and it's a happy ending, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, it's like, that's not what these things are about.
Like moments of happiness within the game, cool. I just don't want to, let's put a bow on everything and just like tie up all the loose ends. No, I'm fine with where it's at.
Yeah. What say you, Light?
I'm the opposite. I'm a hopeless romantic. Give me a freaking happy ending. Don't leave me on the sad ending. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Do they need another one? No, technically. It didn't leave any unresolved questions, but I don't like how they left it. I want there to be a moment where Ellie has now learned, even if she's not like the main protagonist in this one, I still think like we play snippets as her. I want there to be a moment where she finally is like, okay, I see the error of my ways. I lost my guitar fingers. I lost the love of my life. I lost my child. Like, I want there to be a happy resolution. My only thing is, do they feel like they won't have to make another game because in the show they're going to wrap everything up with the show?
I mean,
that's my only thing.
yeah.
I could have sworn when 2 came out, they said there was going to be a 3. I don't know if I'm making that up, and that's just a delusion in my mind. But I thought they had originally said that there was going to be a 3rd one. Don't ask me where I got that from. That was just something that I thought I remembered. Yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough. Kyle and I got distracted because there was one of these bots coming in our lobbies. Looks like they did not like my JD joke from earlier. That said,
you're in the rock show then, buddy.
Exactly. I'm sorry there.
Oh my god.
Sorry, my there, bud.
Chat. I am so sorry. I'm trying real
I
hard. Oh no, Joe, it's there are multiple
right?
other ones popping in.
Oh, there's multiple other ones popping. Are we getting hate rated?
I believe we might.
We've made it. We've made it, folks.
This is great. I made it.
Oh my god! All right, I didn't see this. Kyle, are you hard at work getting rid of all these people? All right, good. You're getting in the weeds. You're figuring it all out. You're sorting them out. For me, I'm right there with you, kind of a little bit, like, and I'm kind of with, like, listen. Whether it's like the way that The Last of Us Part 2 ends, it's way more open than Last of Us Part 1 was, where I feel like that could have just ended and that be it. Where, like, the way Last of Us Part 2 ends, there's much more, though there's so many answered questions. So though all the questions are answered, I still think that there is a resolution to be had for Ellie. And I think that's where I'm at. So I'm still leaving it open. He says, don't bet on it. And he's using like, what does it say? He's using like non-definitives, like this could be the end. It's like if you're leaving the door ajar, then something is.
It makes sense that they wouldn't want to say anything officially now anyways, because it is so far out. And as we've seen, the industry is kind of volatile at the moment. So it would be more risky to say, like, of course you're going to get a 3, because they don't know that, because who knows what the state of the industry is going to be at the point where they would want to be making a 3. And also, it sells more when you can have the sly little sign with the firefly symbol on it pop up at one random Game Award show that you're not expecting. You know what I mean? So I don't think I don't know. It's my copium. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it.
All right, gang. Kyle Stevenson, did you get out the weird racist people yet?
I think so.
I was able to report the one before they all went away, but
to work around it, I just banned letters on their own.
Yes.
Smart.
Oh,
just
Kyle Stevenson.
Listen, you are like thinking above the level that these trolls could even reach.
Brain. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious! Look at you. Listen, don't let them harsh our vibes, okay? Because you know what? It's time for some flash news. Kyle, you still get you still get in it. All right, you still fight the good fight.
Yeah,
if they're still in there.
Listen, I'll just say it's not stopping. So continue.
On my channel, we just have a rule: you can be a troll, but you got to pay money. So if you want to be a troll, you owe me money. And one time I said you had to pay the troll toll, and I kid you not, someone paid me $100. So.
Well, I don't know if there's money you could place on what they're saying.
Not those ones. Not those ones.
Right, okay,
those ones, not okay.
Fair
Racism,
enough.
not okay. Being a troll, that's different. If you want to pay me some money, I'll let you. You pay me $100, sure. Say one thing.
Yeah. All right, everybody, it's time for some flash news. Kyle Stevenson, and also just let's give a good shout out to Kyle Stevenson because he's running as he's banning folks. This is wild stuff that we're seeing right here live. Oh my
Ooh-wee.
goodness gracious. All right, Sony announces centralized PlayStation beta program for the PlayStation 5 and PC. This comes from Jordan Midler over at VGC. He writes, quote, the beta program at PlayStation will create an easy, centralized place to register your interest in a range of future PlayStation betas, explained Sid Schumann, senior director at Sony Interactive Entertainment. He continues, a single registration for the beta program at PlayStation will allow you to express your interest in gaining the PlayStation access to test participating games for the PlayStation 5 console and PC, and the new PlayStation 5 console features PlayStation app features, and new user experiences features on PlayStation.com. A little amendum here. Maybe they'll let Kyle and Joe buy stuff from the store. Quote, you'll need to sign up once to express your interest in various betas, and if you receive an invitation to the specific beta, it's up to you to decide whether you'd like to participate or not. He added in the PlayStation blog post. The beta registration will begin globally starting today, meaning it isn't currently available in all regions, but it soon should be. While players can register the chance to be considered for the future PlayStation betas, Sony said that doing so doesn't guarantee participation. To register, a user must have a PlayStation Network account in good standing, unlike some of those folks in the chat. And live in a region where the beta program is available and meet all the legal age requirement for the region. Kyle Stevenson.
Hi.
Man, oh man, protector of the people. Did you sign up for this beta?
No.
Fair enough.
Because
Did you sign up for
I
this
didn't
beta?
know about it because I
didn't
dad
know
all
about it
day.
either, so no.
There you go. There you go. I registered, humble brag, just like everybody else that asked to be in it. Looks like they got invited to it. So I got a little Astrobot guy saying, welcome aboard.
Oh.
And you know me. I love these dumb betas so much.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in. I'm in. That said, Kyle, here's some news for you. I feel like you could do a kickflip. Hey, remember last week?
I cannot
feel
do.
like you get
I can
right.
barely, do one foot push on a.
Push, kick, push.
Yeah, no.
I feel like you could grind, dude. Tony Hawk, ready for this? After the weeks of rumors, leaks, and teases, Activision and Iron Galaxy announced Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 is skating its way to PS5 and PS4 on July 11th. This comes from PlayStation Lifestyles, by the way. 3 and 4 has different editions for the PlayStation 5. Standard Edition, which comes with the base game at $49.99. Deluxe Edition, which comes with a number of items based on the first-person shooter Doom at $69.99. Here is everything included in the slightly more expensive edition, the Doomslayer and the Revenant playable skaters, which includes 2 secret moves. Ooh. The Doomslayer includes 2 unique outfits, the Unmarker hoverboard skate deck, additional songs included in the game soundtrack, exclusive Doomslayer, Revenant, and Create a Skater skate decks, exclusive themed Create a Skater items. There will also be a collector's edition, which includes everything from the deluxe edition, as well as an actual Birdhouse skate deck, but it doesn't have a steelbook. Kyle Stevenson, for $125, you're telling me they couldn't put a steelbook edition in this game? How dare they? What are your thoughts on no steelbook?
What are my thoughts are? Can either one of you check if we're still live? Because YouTube freaked out for a second.
Let's
and
see.
said there was no data
Have
at
it
some
up.
point.
I think so.
Nope, we're not.
Huh?
Wait.
No?
Nope, we're not. Are we?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Nope. Oh,
see.
we're good. We're good.
We're
There
good?
you go.
Okay.
It
Gonna
just
take this down.
Sorry, everyone. We're there. I have a
Gonna see
storm here hitting, so I think it's the same store that storm that Joe had earlier, maybe possibly.
We'll blame the racist.
Yeah, the racist.
We blame the
popped in.
people that stormed the Capitol in our chat here. Don't worry
so
about it.
Video
Kazi.
viewers, it's gonna be a little choppy from here on out until I figure out how to fix it. But am I bummed about a steelbook? Sure. Am I more bummed that the collection edition has a skate deck with a printed signature? Yeah. I have Tony Hawk
Really?
signed every single one. Put that man to work. I want a real signed skateboard. I don't want a printed signature.
Alright.
I'm just happy this is a thing. I'm not going to say worried. I'm bummed it's not the same team that made 1 and 2 remake. This is the team that did the ports. So I'm hoping it's still all good. I mean, it just looks incredible. The new level looks great. The water park looks like a ton of fun. Being able to play as Doomslayer and a Revenant is super, super cool. And that's like a thing Tony Hawk has done before. Like, I believe you could have unlocked Boba Fett, I think, in these games back in the day.
Yeah, and
Or
Spider-Man,
Darth
I
Maul,
think.
maybe.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that sounds correct.
So it's cool that they're still gonna have like third party, but like outside characters hop in as characters here. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm glad it's already got a date.
Fair enough. Light, are you gonna dabble into Tony Hawk? You're looking like no way.
No, Mr. Light is hella excited for this game. So maybe,
Alright.
maybe I'll take a turn at wiping out a couple of times, but I
Fair enough.
never really got into these. I was not good enough. I didn't know what I was doing.
It's good at least someone in that household knows how to shred. You know what I'm saying?
He was most excited because 3 was his favorite one, so he's excited for 3.
Oh,
I think is
okay.
what he said.
American Wasteland, I think, was the last one I played, but I don't know like how, like I 3 and 4 are a bit like they kind of blend together. So I'm wondering, like, where will it fall for me? I don't know. So I'm excited. I'll be picking this up. My question to you guys: do I buy the skate deck edition? Tax write-off. Also, maybe I could put out a short of me trying to shred.
If you do an
there.
unboxing video for the channel, like a pre-recorded unboxing video, then I say yes. If you won't do that, then I say no.
Joe, for the love of God, don't actually get on the skateboard.
You think I'm gonna snap it in half?
No, God, no. That's not at all where my brain went. How dare you?
I'm not saying. I'm saying that in like a
No,
voice
you're
where,
gonna horrifically hurt yourself. That's where.
yeah, because I'm gonna break it in half.
And then you're gonna hurt your gains from the gym
Oh, that's
It,
true.
because
Joe,
of a rolled ankle.
it also doesn't come with the trucks and the wheels and any of that stuff. So that's extra cost on top.
I got a Vans near me.
Cool.
Go get them at
I'm
Vans.
happy for you.
Or you could just hang it up on your wall without the wheels, but
Yeah.
you won't be able to actually do anything with it. But I say, ask yourself, will you genuinely record like a pre-recorded unboxing video for the channel?
Yeah.
If the answer is yes, I think you do it because I think it'll be worth it to post a video on the channel. If the answer is no, for once in my life, I'm going to say refrain.
I think you gotta reframe.
I will say, that being said, though, I forgot that I pre-ordered collector's edition, and I just got a notification from GameStop like, don't forget, we're going to be charging your card soon. And I was like, oh shit, nope, I forgot. I better make sure I have money in that account.
Yep. Dude, and that statue looks dope.
So good. I'm running out of room. I need a new system.
I know. I'm tempted. Like that temptation's real. All right, gang. Here's some quick ditties. Okay, ready for this? PSVR 2 is getting a permanent $150 price cut next month. So there you go. It's going to be $399, where previously was $549.99. And the bundle, there will be a bundle, a Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle, which will be $399.99. Yeah, man, this kind of just seems like the end of PlayStation VR's experiment, as I feel like they're just trying to get these off the shelves. I don't think they're anything else behind it.
It's crazy how it's still so expensive. You said 150 off. I was like, damn, that's awesome. And then I saw $399.99. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and you lost me
a lot of money.
Exactly. Hey, gang, have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Marvel 1943 release window for the anticipated game seemingly teased. In an interview with The Direct, voice actor Kyra Payton, who plays the Black Panther in the game, says the game is still planning on 2025 for launch, narrowing that down to a quote Christmas situation. Of course, first revealed in 2022 without a title, the game got its first proper unveiling at last year's GDC. Can't wait. But gang, do you think this really comes out this year? It's gonna get pushed, you think, right? Everything gets delayed. T, what do you think?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I feel like because we haven't heard anything, and then they're saying like, no, we're still scheduled for December. Like that makes me think like they're pretty confident. But I mean, we've seen games delayed like a month before they're supposed to come out, or I think Cyberpunk was like the day before it's supposed to come out. Like they're having crazy late delays. So who the heck knows at this point?
Kyle Stevenson, GTA comes out in September, let's just say. You think this game comes out in December? Or do you think GTA comes out in November and this game is pushed back to, I don't know. Do you think like let's just say GTA is October. Do you think this game being a month and a half away from it helps? What do you think?
Helps what?
Kyrie, sorry, Alex Smith. Thank you so much. Kyrie Payton. Thank you. My pronunciation game is weak.
I'm sorry. Can you? I'm trying to fix why all the drop frames are happening and we're lagging like crazy.
That's fair enough. Listen, first off, everybody give a round of applause to Kyle Stevenson. Producing his heart out, also being a mod. He's got a lot on his shoulders. Do you think this game comes out in December if Grand Theft Auto comes out in October?
Yes.
Yeah,
on that case, yes, I do.
Okay.
Man, I don't know where their head is at of whether or not they want to make sure this is eligible for this year's Game Awards, though, and get that cut off, or are they fine releasing in December and hope people remember it for the next year Game Awards stuff? Like,
okay.
But I do think it stays away from, GTA as much as it can.
Fair enough.
Like everything else is currently.
And then, last but not leastly, here on the Flash News, Horizon Online snaffles Bungie's design lead as Guerrilla builds an all-star team around the live service PlayStation 5 game. This comes from Sammy Barker at Push Square. The game, which has never been officially announced, but has been acknowledged by the studio, has an all-star team working on it, led by Rainbow Six Siege director Simon LaRouche, now has added Bungie's former senior design Chris Proctor to its ranks. For those who don't know, he's behind Destiny 2's most iconic firearms. He'll be working as a design director on Horizon Online and will presumably have input on some of the game's weapons.
First of all, Sammy, why are we using words like snaffles?
Yeah. What's that? Is that a British word?
Yeah, it means to take something. Why are we doing that?
Come on.
I thought it was a different word for snafu.
I read that. I was like, there's no way this is the actual title. And sure enough, it is.
Yeah. My dumb fat ass read Snapple for a second, but that's just me. Yeah, man, they're not. For some reason, they're still. This game has to be good, one would think, right? For this to be still the focus. Like, this is.
I'm not gonna lie though, like I'm excited for it. I'm not an online game girly, but like I'm intrigued about what they could do with this because there's a lot of pretty cool things they could do, and if they nail this, it could be really freaking good.
Yeah. That I'm with you on that part where it's like I think the Horizon universe lends itself really well to an online space. I think the weapons lend itself and like the monsters, of course, but like my one fear is like getting my hopes up like The Last of Us Online and then bam, it's axed. Like
Yeah.
that's where I'm at this point.
Also, where does that put the next Horizon game? Because we know there's going to be another Horizon game. They have said there's going to be another Horizon like single player story game. So are these different teams working on them so we don't have to worry about it? But like that's kind of like which one's coming out first?
Yeah.
Maybe 3 comes out first, and then the ending of 3 is what leads into our universe for online, and then that's how they continue the story, if you will.
So great question. And this is where I get my tinfoil hat on, ready for this, folks. It's why the excuse from Naughty Dog of like, well, we would have to change up our whole studio if we wanted to pursue online doesn't make sense, because this game is huge. It's being worked on internally by Guerrilla. Undoubtedly, this thing is going to change the DNA of this studio if it's a huge hit or if it's a big disaster. And so, like, for me, it's like something smells funky in some of the responses I've heard about, like, The Last of Us Online, where it's like, if this is still, and it seems like it's still a project that they're working on, and maybe it's just Herman's hubris here, but like, something is amiss here, because if this game is still going ahead, and you're right, like, where does this lead for the next Horizon game? Because if this game's a hit, where do you go with Horizon 3? Do you?
Well,
And who do you attach that to?
that's why I'm thinking Horizon 3 must come out first.
Yeah.
Even though we haven't heard anything about it, that doesn't mean anything. Like, I feel like from when we heard about Horizon 2 to when it was released was pretty quick.
Yep.
Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. But in my head, I remember that as being not too long of a turnaround. So if they do 3 first, and then whatever the ending of 3 is leads into what the world is like for this online game, and then that's their focus, like they shift their focus to the online stuff from there on out, because the Horizon story is done in terms of like the single player story. I think that's the only way it makes sense. Because yeah, if you're gonna have the online story then come out first, then having 3 on after is just a weird, I don't know how you intertwine those.
Yeah. That said, Kyle, a last one on the Flash news. This one, it's a you thing, buddy. Humble Game Showcase is happening next Wednesday.
Did we skip the
Oh,
We
we're saving
skipped
that
the
one.
one that I was
Thank
raising my
God.
eyebrow about.
That's kind of why I went, ugh. But yeah, no, this one's exciting.
All right, next Wednesday, March 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's noon, baby. Kyle wrote and directed it with 6-1 Indie.
Yeah.
The
Again,
Humble
shout out to
Game
Kyle
Showcase.
doing it all.
Yeah, me
Steven
and Mike.
Spielberg, watch your fucking back, bro.
Me and Mike, we wrote the script for the Humble Game Showcase that's happening next week. We sort of directed it, so yeah, I'm very excited for everyone to check out the really, really cool games.
Yeah. Kyle, just remember, it looks like the live went out again. Don't worry about
To
it, my
me,
friend.
we have
Still
an
up
excellent
for me.
connection. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still
Never
up for
mind.
me.
Jonathan, that's on you, bud. I'm so happy for you. Everybody, check out the showcase Wednesday, March 12th.
Mm-hmm.
That said, let's talk about Monster Hunter for a second. This game has been taking over the world by storm. Monster Hunter Wild's fastest selling game for Capcom ever. Selling over 8 million. Your head nod really screwed me up. Has sold already 8 million units in 3 days, which is Capcom says it has eclipsed any previous release from the company.
Kyle, do we have to try this game together?
No.
The title can be 2 haters play Monster Hunter Wilds.
If somebody donates right now, or if someone pledges on Patreon $100,
Oh shoot!
like, I will join you for a co-op stream.
They have to cover our cost of buying the game at least.
Okay, so let's up it then.
Because I'm not buying a game that I play one time and then spite not
That's
play
a great
again.
Point. That's a great point. $200.
Oh!
All right,
If
good.
you
Make
do
it
that,
impossible.
then we'll do it.
$200.
Well, gang, it bleeds into what we've been playing, because I've been playing Monster Hunter Wilds. Literally, we got off the pod last week. They offered us a code. I gladly accepted it, and I've been playing it for over the last week. Now, this isn't like a review. This is just an impressions, a newcomer to the series, impressions of the game. I have not beaten it. But the way I want to do this is anytime as I go off on this rant, any of you two want to stop me and ask some questions along the way, go for it. Kyle Stevenson, you're taking a big old sip out of that Stanley Cup.
I was going to make a
Ooh-wee.
joke like, I'll stop you right now. We can go on to the next thing.
Have you
Over here.
encountered the fart monster yet?
Yeah, have you?
There is a poop monster, and I've
Oh.
encountered him.
Okay.
All right.
So maybe it is the same guy.
A little roly dude.
He's a monkey man. He's a big giant ape, and he
Oh, not the same one. From
throws
the
the
trailer.
shit at you. That said, Monster Hunter Wilds. Let's
Also,
go right
to
into
be
it.
clear, I am playing up a character. I don't.
Right.
Yeah.
Light is as well. Like, I'm happy so many people are digging it. It's just not our thing.
The art looks really cool. Like
Yeah,
every time
absolutely.
I see it, I'm like, that's awesome. But
character
we
models
have to play
are
into.
Crazy.
We're playing the heel, Kyle. You always have to have a
1,000,000%.
heel.
Absolutely.
That's right.
That's our villain arc.
Yeah.
So I've been playing Monster Hunter Wilds again. Now, a newcomer because I tried Worlds way back when, but I fell off very early.
Mm-hmm.
That said, when I heard this game was more streamlined, I was very interested of like giving it another go because to me, Monster Hunter, as much as there's so much promise to it for me, there's also so many systems and so many menus that are so cumbersome that has me kind of exiting the game prematurely, right? Monster Hunter Wilds definitely streamlines the game in terms of the hunting aspect, in terms of the trap aspect. There's some things in terms of fighting these big old beasts that make the game easier. That being said, one sec.
I got it.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
got
Oh,
it.
Kyle Stevenson,
I got
you're
it.
up. I love you, buddy. You're so good. All right, let's start from the beginning then. I'm gonna ignore chat. Kyle, you get doing your producer thing. So been playing Monster Hunter Wilds. As a newcomer to the series, as someone who's dropped off from Worlds, I've been really enjoying my time with this game. Like the way that I view this game is just I am on a safari ride and I'm just going through these beautiful like Michael Bay-esque cinematics where it's like every beast that you encounter seems like the biggest beast you've ever encountered. It seems like I'm like on a, Teddy Roosevelt type of wild ride of like I'm hunting down these beasts and each and every one of them have these awesome like Kojima-esque cinematics that introduce them, that give them great scale and give them purpose in the world. And for me, it's a trial to overcome. That being said, there's dozens of weapons that you get to try. I tried the hammer, the dual blade, and then I fell in love with the longsword, which is literally just a giant samurai sword that you constantly build up. The whole thing about this weapon is that you do these combos, and when you nail each combo, you have this bar that turns white, then yellow, then red. And each color gives you more power to your blows. And when you hit the red part of the blade, you're able to unleash devastating combos. You make all your previous combos turn into these just, again, like ultimate attacks. And then you unleash a killer combo, and that's what I'm terming it as, that just wreaks devastating hits. So like I'm literally jumping on this enemy, launching myself in the air, and then hitting him with a blade swipe, and then it does this crazy burst damage. It looks awesome, and I can't stop playing it in that regard. That being said, the world's beautiful. Playing this on the PlayStation 5, it's doing a really good job keeping up with me. So I'm playing on balance, which is 40 FPS because I've got the beautiful LG C1 at 120 hertz, and it's smooth. It looks great. The models look great. The animals look great. The monsters look wonderful. Though where I'm at in the game, I'm starting to see some incredible pop in. So it's not without its faults. It's not without its moments of jank, or even still a little bit of lag here or there. It's not perfect, but it's only noticeable when the times it happens. And again, I'm late in the game, so it's happened about a handful of times, but it doesn't deter. I don't crash while I'm playing. The only thing that to me gets in the way of Monster Hunter Wilds is the systems itself. So for me, though they streamlined the hunting element of Monster Hunter, they still need to make these systems more, streamlined. Like sometimes I feel like what they're telling me is information overload. And then at other times, it's like, you didn't even tell me this system at all or how it works. Or sometimes you just give me a little flash of a menu that goes away in like 15 seconds. Like I lose track really fast. uh, the systems are still really messy, and that makes it hard for a newcomer to get, you know, into the systems. Like if I have to watch a YouTube video about how this combo system works, I feel like it's a bit of a failure on the game because it's what the game should be telling me. But the game is so good that I don't want to give up on it, so I'm going and watching these videos to understand each of these core systems. But it is something that takes this game from what could be excellent in my eyes and just downplays it a little bit to where it's still a great time. It's just sometimes I'm fighting these bosses or I'm fighting these monsters and I'm like, ah, shit, how the hell do I sharpen my blade again? Or like, oh, wait, where's this like one little thing that I could throw at him? It's in this menu somewhere and I'm swiping through it. Like, I feel like there could have been a weapon wheel or an item wheel that could have been more accessible for the player, kind of akin to a Ratchet and Clank, than what they give here. Because to me, it feels like a UI overload. But again, at the end of the day, for me, it comes to the moments where you meet this giant enemy, you meet this giant monster, and you're literally on your giant raptor chasing it, and then you throw yourself on this giant monster, hang onto its back, and just start doing stabbing blows to it. Like it's those moments that I keep striving for, that I keep looking for and keep finding. And that is what makes the hook of this game so appealing. Like I can see why so many people are playing it right now because it is such a fun time with friends. And speaking, Solo wrote in the chat about the SOS system. Pretty darn seamless. It's literally, if I need help, there's a little menu, there's a little icon in one of the menus, and I just go, hey, I need help. I shoot an SOS beacon, and someone in the world's gonna come and help me. I've done that about 2 or 3 times, and one of them was complete accident because I accidentally did it because the menus are cumbersome. So outside of a really cumbersome UI and menus, and for a story that is akin to, hey, get this kid back to his family. Other than that, if you know why you're coming to this game, it's for the end game, it's for the monsters, it's for the combat, and it's for all the gear that you're chasing. I think Monster Hunter Wilds is pretty darn excellent in that regard.
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah, today I learned that there's a story. I thought it was just your 100 monsters the whole time.
And at the end of the day, that's really what it is. It's
Yeah.
like that's what it does so well, and I can understand why like people in like the Destiny community really love this game. It's like it's the gear grind. So if you're into that type of gameplay, this loop is going to serve you perfectly.
Sure. Cool. I'm glad you're.
All right, gang.
I'm glad you played it so you can talk about it on our show.
Fair enough. I am too. Again, I really, really enjoy this game. And it's one I'm going to be playing. And it's one that I think, let's see how the other game that we'll be playing in the next few weeks. It's one that I think I'm going to be platinuming. So it's really good. And the platinum seems like it's achievable. It's just a bit of a grind. It's 80 hours, I believe. But yeah, I've been enjoying my time. It's been a good run so far. Hopefully I'll give my final thoughts next week. But so far, I would say definitely worth it. I've seen that there's PC troubles. PlayStation side, again, with a few pop-ins, I've never crashed. It's more like, man, these menus suck more than anything. That said, Kyle Stevenson, listen, you've been fighting some of these trolls in the chat. I want to know what you've been playing, though. So I'll keep an eye on the deviants that may or may not walk in. Go for it.
Nothing crazy from last week. There is a game I've been playing that I cannot talk about yet.
Oh.
What
Okay, show off. All right, look at this. I like to record Humble Bundle. Look at this guy.
Ender Magnolia is the only other game I've been putting some time in when I did feel like playing a game. I'm not super connected to the story at all, but I am just enjoying uncovering the map and trying to figure out how to. It does the really cool thing, and I wish other Metroidvanias did the same thing, similar to like Resident Evil. When you completely clear a room and you get everything you can in the room, it changes the color.
Oh, I love
So
that.
you know that you've cleared it, so you don't have to like go and search it. That is what this game does for a pretty big map so far. So I've been trying to clear everything out that I can until I unlock an ability and go back and clear it out. So I'm going methodically, and I'm enjoying that.
Okay.
It's just the story isn't really hitting, but everything else is beautiful about it. So I'm gonna see this one through. Platinum might be achievable depending on how much time I have, but yeah.
All right. Cool. What say you, T? Other than fighting, fighting your sickness, what have you been doing, bud?
I have actually finally been playing Dragon Age.
Yeah.
It took me a long time. I had to restart it because I couldn't remember how to play because it's been so long since I started it. And I am loving it. I decided to go with a veil jumper this time.
Okay.
I don't know why. I just I just did. And it's been really fun. I'm really enjoying it. I just picked up Demon Daddy Lucanus. Lucanus?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, Spanish heartthrob. Let me tell you something.
Um,
Ooh.
So I think right now, out of the characters I have, he's the one that I'm gonna want to romance. The other ones I like, but I haven't necessarily like felt like I want to romance them. But Demon Daddy, I'm like, yeah, okay, I can see that.
I can fix it.
I like it. But I am really having a lot of fun with that so far. I died for the first time today because I was exploring the city, the Treviso, whatever, that he's from, and I stumbled into an area with level 25 enemies and like a big boss level 25 enemy, and I was level 12. So I honestly held my own for a really long time. I killed all the little minions and I got the big boss down to half health, and he had like an armor bar and everything too, and I was doing like no damage. So I was impressed with how far I made it, but then I did die. So I was like, okay, I guess I can't explore over there yet.
I'm laughing at Alex on chat saying, "Isn't Lucanus the one who sounds like Puss in Boots?" Yep, that's him.
Yeah, he does. And it is a little funny because it's like in Italy city, but he's got like a Hispanic accent. So that was a little, but I'm just telling myself like I have like a different accent too. So I don't know. I just, but that city is so beautiful.
It's
and
really cool.
You know, I'm a sucker for a bat boy with wings. So
That's fair.
yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun with the exploration, but there are certain things that I'm still like, I don't think I fully understand what I'm doing yet, but I also think it's because I don't have all the characters that I need to have yet.
Fair.
For certain areas. So I'm like, okay, maybe I should wait to explore until I have everybody.
Yeah.
But I will say my favorite aspect is that you don't have to have a certain companion with you in order to use their ability. That was such a smart design choice. Like I can do the rock ability and pull the rocks out when I don't have Harding with me.
That's great.
Yep. I love that because they easily could have been like, nope, you got to go back to a fast travel point and switch out your team and then come back. Like they easily could have done that, and they didn't, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I love that bit too. It's like, yeah, you don't need to have this person. We'll just like make a lore reason why you're able to do this. It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, appreciate
Dig
that
it.
for sure.
I love that you're digging it as well. Hey guys, are you holding on to something? Kyle, are you holding on to the server that's keeping this whole show running? I hope so. Prepare the drop. You're the latest steals and deals coming to the PlayStation storefront.
Hey, something we probably should have put in Flash News, but Split Fiction comes out on March 6th and is getting glowing reviews.
You had that on your fantasy, right?
I did.
Oh, maybe we'll look at where Fantasy League is this year on the post show.
We don't need to look at it.
But March 4th, going back a few days of the week, a 2 Point Museum came out on PS5. Age of Mythology Retold came out on March 4th.
I'm playing it, loving it.
Ooh.
Age of Mythology, baby. Let's go. Thank you, Xbox, for the code.
Apparently, there was a Carmen Sandiego game that came out on Monday on the 4th.
Santiago.
Where in the world did that come out?
I don't know, but that's great. Wallace and Gromit DLC to Power Wash Simulator. Love
All
that.
right.
We've got the Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remasters tomorrow on March 6th. Fragpunk comes out March 6th. Care Bears to the rescue. Also is tomorrow. Sorry We're Closed. It comes out tomorrow. That's a game we showed off at the 6-1 Indie Showcase.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that one. There's Tropico 6, I think, DLC. Cool.
All right.
March 7th is Sugar Dew Island on PS5.
Okay.
And that's it for the week.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, Jonathan, let me be fully clear. I am not knocking Power Wash Simulator. I have the platinum in Power Wash Simulator. I love that game.
I could see myself being hopelessly addicted to that game, which is why I haven't played it yet.
It's
Oh my God.
it's so good. Like
So peaceful.
the
It's
Final
so
Fantasy
peaceful.
DLC is like perfect worlds meshing. It's great.
Mr. Light was obsessed with the lawnmower simulator for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, you could just go mow our real lawn because it needs it. He's like, it's not the same.
Yeah.
Oh man. Awesome. Excellent. It's time for, sadly, the last segment, but our favorite segment of the show. It's time for the Sony Pony Express.
Yeehaw.
Let's go, Pebble. Hoo-ha.
Pow pow.
Just a couple of neckbeards answering questions, Kyle
That's
Stevenson.
us.
Let's go
Not so
for it.
Slim Jim writes, I have a question that I hope doesn't make me public enemy number one.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. There's a couple that hopped in chat tonight that might be out on that number. For a few years, we've heard that games are taking longer and costing more. During COVID, almost every game dev shifted to a work-from-home environment. I have a hybrid work schedule, but I know I certainly get more done on my days in office. Could working from home be a major contributor to games taking longer and longer to make these days?
It's easy for us to say either way, right? Because we don't have an intimate view of
Mhm.
each and every situation.
I think it
I would
varies by
say-
individual as well, too. Like,
Mhm.
Yeah, go for it. Speak on it.
I would
Kyle,
just
'cause
say,
you
like,
work remote.
I work from home.
Yeah.
There is no office for me to go to. I have no choice but to work my ass off every single day at every moment because things are moving quickly. So, and I would hate to think that there were people in game dev that work from home that also don't work really hard, because when you really think about it, video games are very much passion projects for the whole dev team. So you want to put in as much work as you possibly can on that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting question that I don't think I am equipped to answer.
T.
I want to say no, but again, I don't know. I'm not a game dev. I want to say no, though, because I am pretty sure I have read an article at some point that said, while yes, most people work less hours when they work from home, they're actually more productive within those hours. Not for everybody, but for the majority of people. And same thing with the 4-day work week. They have like scientifically proven that the 4-day work week actually leads to greater output from workers. But again, it probably depends on the studio. It probably depends on the game. I think a lot of these longer and longer games we're seeing are because the scope has gotten so massive for a lot of these AAA games. They're trying to have the longest story, the biggest open world, the deepest systems, because that's what they're competing against now. And we are seeing that in the fact that, like, Monster Hunter, for example, is an 80-hour platinum. Like, all of these games are massive now, unless they're smaller indie projects. So I think it really, you can't just do a blanket answer for that. But I do think it could be a multiple of things at play. In the AAA space, though, I feel like it's just the scope of the games is so massive now that that's probably what's taking them so long to come out.
Yeah. I think you hit the head on that one, T, where it's like scope. These projects are so big, and when you have teams of, making a game just by yourself is hard enough, right? If you're a director of a game, you're trying to put your vision out there into someone else's brain so that they can put that vision out there on paper for you. It's it's like making Mustafar, right? Like George Lucas was so proud of his artists because he's like, oh my god, they were able to get that thing in my head on that page. It was so impressive. Now do that, times 100 for everybody else in this studio, and then have these managers dictate your vision to them, and then like all that is just it's a whole big convoluted web. And so when your scope is everywhere, um, it it's harder to develop. There are some studios that are just solely remote and they do fantastic work, right? There are companies that are flexible, offer 4-day work weeks. If you're one of those companies, hook a brother up. It's like there's a lot of companies right now, though the news will tell you otherwise, vying for talent. And so this is how you encourage that environment. So to me, I don't think it's necessarily that, it's the work from home or the hybrid work week that's messing it up for the whole industry as a whole, because there's also so many of those companies have now reverted back to a mandatory at least 4 days a week you're in the office. So I think it has much to do with AAA teams are too large and the scopes are too wide. A good interview to check out. I know I hate his guts and his fan base was in this chat just 5 minutes ago, but Luke Lore's interview with Jason Schreier. One of the biggest problems with AAA development is that all these games are so big because they're trying to check so many boxes so it doesn't lose any type of audience and it only gains audience, that these games have become so massive. So yeah, I think it has to do with scope more than anything.
Last thing, we're also like, even just last week we talked about this, how the powers that be are coming in and making you change certain things. Like, for example, I'm just starting to play Dragon Age. Like, they wanted Dragon Age to be in games as a service or something, didn't they? And then they realized like, oh wait, that's not going to work. And then they had to shift. So that changes the timeline of everything and pushes everything back. So you have a lot of higher ups also kind of coming in and changing things on people in certain cases and making those development times push out because you have to rework everything you just created. So there's a lot of factors for sure.
Yeah. Trellis writes in.
Oh, go for it.
Or do you want to skip Trellis?
Oh, you got. No, I was gonna say, that being said, like, I made you a mod. I should have done that, like, I don't know, 9 months ago. You have ultimate power to do whatever you want.
No one is safe now.
Trellis writes in the Sony Pony Express question. Yeah, just for Mega Man Joe. Apparently you're Mega Man Joe now, Joe.
It's because it's my banner. It's Mega
gotcha.
Man.
Tell us, how are your workouts affecting you? What has been hard? What has been good? How are you changing your lifestyle long term? Has it been a rewarding journey up to now?
Has been very rewarding. Hate when you hit plateaus and you're trying to figure out what you're doing wrong. And then when you figure out what you're doing wrong, make those changes as hard as they may be. Starting a new job has affected a lot of things in terms of like what I'm eating. So like I'm actually trying to go home for lunch because it's so close. But that also means I got less time at the gym. So it's like, it's trying to find, okay, when can I go at the gym? And when I'm at the gym, how much time should I realistically give myself so that I can also go home and decompress as well from all of it? So I can't do my 90-minute workouts like I used to do every day. Now it's like, okay, I'm finding the time to do a 40-minute or 60-minute workout, and I'm feeling good about that progress so I can go home and all that stuff. So that's the true balance. How's it affecting me long term? No longer winded when I walk up the stairs. I get winded less. I can like walk on the elliptical for over 30 minutes and beg for death only afterwards, and then go on the treadmill like for another 30 minutes after that. So like, yeah, I've been making some progress. And that's how I'm kind of measuring success, though I also do know that I need to start weighing myself again and getting strict on that side of the aisle, because I think there's definitely things there that I can be doing better. But so far so good. And I gotta talk to our good friend Danny DeWally. I love saying his name wrong because he has an excellent lavalier mic where I would love to go on car rides to the gym, record a little ditty for Patreon, like each and every Monday. But I need to see what mic he uses, because when you're recording in the car, there's just so much, especially in a Toyota, where like you could hear everything in that goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it gets difficult for like audio purposes, but everything's going good. Everything's going dandy even.
How do you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Gab
Thanks, bud.
Scody writes in, as someone who has tried to...
So you see that mean people in chat? I'm not. I'm trying my fucking best.
Hey, the only way I lose weight is when I get the stomach bug every other week. So.
Yeah. As someone who's tried a few Monster Hunters, none of them really clicked until I played Wilds, and now I can't get enough. I've been loving the game. What game series did you jump in late on and ended up loving it? And maybe you didn't think you would. Also, just want to say, with all the hoopla around the Pro Skater 3+4 announcement date, I thought for sure they would shadow drop, so I'm slightly disappointed.
Good question.
Mine's an easy one. It's Souls.
Yeah.
I was
was.
so late in the game on those, and I thought I wasn't that guy. And here I am. I love them so much, and I play them all now. So, except for Sekiro, that game sucks. I'm on record. I hate that game.
Oh.
I hate that game.
Sekiro shade.
I don't like it at all.
Get good. For me, definitely Witcher 3. Oh my god, we need to go to the concert late.
Oh.
Like Boston? Okay.
I already told Dan. I was like, it's on the East Coast. We're going. And he's like, how much are tickets? I was like, don't care. We're going.
Dope.
Also,
Yeah.
it's way too close to PAX. That's really annoying because we're going to be there. We're going to come home. We're going to go back. But listen, I don't care. I'm going. I gotta go.
True.
I gotta go cry in the stands.
Oh my god, can't wait. Yeah. No, Witcher. Everyday Witcher. What say you, T? What's a game series that you jumped in super late on, but you're glad you did?
The Last of Us.
Ooh,
The Last of Us was one that I tried to play when it came out with Mr. Light, and we made it to the first, like when you first go through like the ruins of the city, and it's your first time you encounter clickers in that like broken down skyscraper. We were like, what the hell is this? We cannot figure out this game. We cannot get past that part. We were much different gamers then, but I was like, I hate this. I have no interest in this. This is so boring. Why does everyone love this game so much? And I gave up on it. And I think that was like 20 minutes in the game. I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing this again. I was so frustrated. Then when I had my channel, a lot of people requested it. And it wasn't like the remaster, but it was like the up-res one they did. Or it wasn't the remake, but it's the remaster, one of those things.
Yep.
So I played the remaster and I was like, oh, was I wrong? And then I was fully in. And then the remake came out and I was fully in. And 2 came out and I was fully in. So I would say for me, when I first tried it, I clearly was just not a good enough gamer yet. I did not understand the mechanics of gaming those types of games yet, because I was really just playing like Left 4 Dead and Skyrim and World of Warcraft and much different games.
That's fair. You're raiding Karazhan. You had stuff to do.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Excellent choices. Yeah. Last of Us, man. What a game. Kyle Stevenson, what's the next question here, sir?
M9 Prime writes in, question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening, Trophy Room Trio. My friend and I are setting aside 2 nights a week to play co-op games together. So far, we have played and finished Helldivers 2, Platinum Trophy, Dead Island 2, Suicide Squad, based on Light's positive take on it, and it was fun.
Yes.
It Takes Two, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, and we just started Diablo 4. Can you recommend any other good co-op or competitive games? We prefer co-op, but jump into competitive games here and there. Stuff in PS Plus Extra is a plus because we would both have access to it right away. Right off the bat, Split Fiction this week.
Hell yes.
If you buy one, you get a friend pass to give to a friend. So you only need one copy.
Can I play with someone? I really want to play Split Fiction, and it looks really good. I would like to play with any of you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna buy it at GameStop tomorrow. Okay. It's been decided.
Well, hold on, because I won't be able to play it right away.
No, that's fair. Yeah. No,
Okay.
I get it.
You
I get
see
it.
how
You
my
can-
bank account is set up? I don't have access to my checking or my savings.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not. I just have a different game that I am gonna have to be playing pretty soon. So
No, I get it.
and a little indie game that
Hmm.
we are obsessed with here in the Lightweight household, and I don't think the first one is. So you'll have to play the second one, but Unraveled.
Ooh, yeah.
Unraveled 2 you can play co-op. Not nearly as good as the first one, to be fair. But if you can play Unraveled 1 independently and then play Unraveled 2 co-op, that is a good one and a
Yep.
unique one that I don't think a lot of people have played.
Keep it
Joe?
PlayStation centric. You guys should play Knack too.
Yeah,
Just
play
go
that
up.
too. Do it.
Just go up. Go give it a whirl. See how you're liking it.
Yeah.
Come back to me. Also, serious note, Marvel Rivals. It's free, competitive, got some good game modes. Need the Captain America trophy. Really hard to get because his ultimate sucks. So there you go.
Also, I love the series. The new one's coming out this year, so do Borderlands 3. There's a lot to do in Borderlands 3. So that's fun.
Portal 2.
Portal 2 is great
Portal 2.
as well. Yeah.
Grounded,
I'm only
says
recommending
Nisa.
sequels, apparently.
It's fair. Yeah, no, there's a lot. There's a lot out there. Ooh-wee. All right, Kyle, what's the next question on the list here, sir?
Decime writes in, "Hello, Wonder Trio. This isn't a question, it's more of a thank you. Last week was pretty rough for me. My cat passed away very suddenly, and I was incredibly sad because of that. I want to thank you guys because listening to y'all was the only thing that actually made me laugh and smile the whole week. We all love video games and PlayStation, but the sense of community you guys create is second to none. Love you guys and thank you for being here for us, even without knowing it. Love you,
First
Decime."
of all, so sorry
Man.
for your loss, but that really
Yeah.
means a lot to all of us. I
Mhm.
know for a fact. So
Yep.
thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It's why I get anxiety when I'm like, oh, I don't want to miss a week. Because, like, I tell a lot of people, I know it sounds cliche, but it's like, I know this show sometimes is more important than just like myself or all of us. Like, it's important because I know some people are going through some tough times, you know? So I'm so glad that we can get you through it. Our heart goes out to you. This community's for you, and the Discord's going to be lighting up with heart emojis, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Yeah, it's tough losing Marty. I love Abby, and she is the different kind of love as it should be. But like the world ain't the same since he left. And so if you ever need anything, come to me, DM me. Our DMs are open. We're here for each other. That's what this community is all about.
Absolutely.
Love you.
Katie writes
Katie!
in, "Hello, Trophy Room Trio. Hope you guys are doing well. Haven't put a question in for a bit. So, with already, in my opinion, half of the list of potential Game of the Year nominees being released in February and March, what games have you been enjoying from this crazy period, and what games have you still got to look forward to for the rest of the year? As always, I love you guys. My brain may go blank when it comes to questions, but I'm still here, and you're never going to be rid of me. Thank goodness."
There you go. Shoot.
I don't think there's been a game that has released yet that I'm like dying to get to. That I'm okay with passing on. That changes like in the next 2 weeks, but yeah.
Obviously I'm excited for Assassin's Creed. In terms of games that have already come out, loved Avowed. I know that's not over here yet, but
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
but regardless of where their view scores were, I had so much fun with that game. And I was in a game slump afterwards, which is why I started Dragon Age, because I remember you talking about how you couldn't play Dragon Age close to Witcher because it was like a little too samey, and I was like, maybe that's what I need. Maybe I need samey to get me out of this. And it took me a minute, but it did. So I really am. I loved Avowed. I do think I'll replay it eventually. I'm just not one of those people that can replay it right away because it annoys me to have to redo things that I just did. So in a couple years, I'll probably replay it. And, when it comes to PlayStation, I'll probably try to get the trophy, although there's difficulty achievement and I hate those. So maybe I won't try to get the platinum. Who knows? But yeah, that'd be my answer. And then for in terms of being like super excited, Shadows.
Yeah.
Shadows. That's it. And whenever the Gears of War thing happens, like I'm in day one. Let's
And
go.
Croc.
Yeah.
And Croc.
And like MLB The Show is next week. That's all I want to play right now.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And A Bug's Life, the movie. Remastered.
Honestly, that movie kind of needs a remaster.
It does.
It's one of the early animated movies, so
I am the only stick with adults.
I love A Bug's Life. It's so good.
Love it.
I am a
Bring it
beautiful
back.
butterfly.
I love them.
You can
Oh my
quote that
god.
movie for days.
Uh,
Okay, anyways.
Tristan.
Uh,
sorry.
Yes. No, you go for it. Sorry.
Did you have another answer there?
No.
Katie's? Okay.
You're good.
Tris in Wonderland writes in, Sony Pony Express, yeehaw. Hey
Yeah.
guys, finally figured out the Discord, lol. Well, congratulations, welcome. And how it
Yeah.
works. My question is, I have a fair amount of PlayStation tattoos, including 2 decently sized ones on my neck. Why are quote-unquote PlayStation fans like 90% negative toward getting gaming tattoos? I've heard it all. Corporate pony, won't ever get a job, etc. I just don't get it.
Were you in this chat like 15 minutes ago?
If you like
dorks
something
movie?
enough and you enjoy art and tattoos, what's the problem, lol? And I agree with what you just ended with.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I
Giant
plan,
only
PlayStation
thing-
tattoo across my chest and my arm.
I'm planning on getting a PlayStation tattoo at some point. Like, I literally have our logo on my arm and Kind of Funnies and 6-1 Indie. Like, you love something, it means something to you. Put it
Yeah.
on. It's fine.
Yeah, no, for me, sorry, there's a knock on the door. I'm like, why would you do this? And like, and then they're like, we're the chat from earlier. We're here to beat you up. Anyway, I mean, I still want Ellie's tattoo on my forearm. The only thing that stops me isn't because people will judge me. It's a beautiful tattoo. It's that I'm still afraid of my dad. If you're a Hispanic, you know this. You're afraid of either your mother or your father real bad, and that doesn't go away. It's just their judgment. Oh, I feel it in my chest. It's existential. So
Yeah, I got my first tattoo at 18. It did not go over well with my stepdad. I will not say what he said because I can't say what he said, but it was not good. But that being said, I totally get it because on my reaction channel, they're not the gamers over there. They're my movie reactions. So I get so many questions on my tattoo. People asking if it's like astrology related or people asking if it's circuits. Chemistry. I'm like, I'm so grateful you guys think I'm smart enough to know anything about like electrical engineering or chemistry, but no. So I did a tattoo video. I did a tattoo tour explaining my
That's
tattoos
awesome.
because I was like literally getting hundreds of questions about my God of War tattoo. And I think it was like 12 people unsubbed from my channel directly from watching that video.
really,
And I had a bunch of and I was straight up at the beginning. I was like, if you don't like tattoos, don't watch this video. I don't get them for you. I get them for me. I don't care about your opinion on them.
Yeah.
And I had so many people, why would you ruin your body with tattoos? Like dude, it's my body. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not ruining your body.
No.
And if you don't like my body, it's not for you to like anyways. I'm already married. I already have a kid. I'm not doing this to be sexy to you.
God dang. Yeah, no, when I showed my parents Marty's paw, man, the look on my father's face was like, should have just told me you were gay. Like that was like usually it was a
Fuck
kid to
women's
like,
dad.
and it's like, this is the dog. They're like, oh, like you see the disappointment, like, oh, but it means well.
So that was similar to my first one, which is, I don't know if you can see the astronaut with my nieces and nephews'
Yeah.
initials in the stars. I came home
Aw,
after
I didn't know that.
Yeah, each star has their initial in it. I came home and I showed my mom, and she was not happy. And then when she realized what the tattoo was of, she was like, "Oh, that's very sweet."
Yeah.
But we also live in a house where my sister has gotten bullshit tattoos her entire life from my niece's father, who is not a licensed tattoo artist and wanted to practice.
Yikes.
And they're fucking shitty. They're awful.
No.
So, like-
no. You really are from Staten Island.
Oh no.
I'm not from Staten Island. You think I live on Staten Island?
Oh, you know me. I forget.
I'm on Long Island, friend. Two different.
You know, I
things.
thought
That's
that's the
really
same
offensive
thing.
to a Long
That
Islander
is.
too.
That really is.
That's
How
like
dare you.
hella offensive.
Yikes.
But yeah, they're used to bad tattoos, so when they saw a good one, they're like, oh, okay, that's pretty great. I like that.
All right.
Yeah, my
Like that.
stepdad would always be like, the first one was bad, and then everyone after that was like, I don't appreciate your tattoo, but I still love you, or something like that.
Sure.
Like it was like,
Yeah,
but then
dude.
this one I got, I thought he'd be the most pissed about, because all my other ones for the most part you can hide easily. Like I wear a
Yeah.
long sleeve shirt, you have no idea. Like in the wintertime, I look like the most vanilla bottle blonde walking around. So
Sure.
this one on my chest, I was like, oh, he's gonna really hate this one because it's the most obvious and the most like. My mom was always like, as long as you
Visible?
don't get them on your neck and your face. I'm like, again, not your body. I can do what I want. Not that I would.
But also good idea.
anyways.
That's good
But
advice.
also thanks. I'm actually planning on getting a teardrop. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, really?
Shit, she's killed. She's killed.
She's gonna
but
get
when I got-
Geralt on the inside of her lip.
Don't tempt me. No, if I didn't get canker sores like crazy, I totally would. Anyways, when I showed him the one on my chest, he was actually like, he actually got emotional and was like, "That one's so beautiful."
That's
I was
awesome.
like,
Aw.
"Who are you?" Anyway, power to Kratos.
Yeah, no, if I showed up with the forearm tattoo, again, I am scared of my father. It's like,
I would love a whole gaming sleeve by the end of my life.
same. And again, it's like, I don't know, man. I think my dad's got to be in the ground when that happens. I don't want to get morbid, but like, he's literally told me before, he's like, I will disown you. Like that. And it's so weird because everything else, my father, super open-minded.
Hmm.
Tattoos is the one like heavy conservative thing that he's like,
It's so funny too because it like skipped a generation. Like the World War II generation, all tatted up.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All tatted up. And then like our grandparents and parents, so against tattoos.
Yeah.
And then our generation was like, tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
What the way I look at my current tattoos and future tattoos is anyone that knows me knows the cliche thing is me where I wear my heart on my sleeve. So that is what I
Mhm.
want. I want sleeves of everything that I love.
Yeah.
And so like,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
there will be PlayStation on my right arm will be all gaming is the
Mhm.
Yeah.
idea in my head. So like the PlayStation
Nice.
logos, maybe some less of a specific things, but yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
the plan.
Yeah, the
I
next
get
one I need is Witcher because I don't have any Witcher ink yet. And like that's my other top 3 game. Well, and Horizon. I need a Horizon one too. But Witcher next.
Yeah.
Get
If I
that
could
wolf.
pull it off, I don't know where I want it. It'd be cool to get like a tall neck tattoo somewhere.
That'd be cool. Yeah, I would love like a sword with the runes in it or something like that, but then it has to be really big because my tattoo artist Mel, shout out Mel, she's freaking amazing. She does she does pro bono work for women who have had mastectomies, and she does like the nipple tattoos that are like 3D and look realistic.
Wow.
She's so amazingly talented, but because of that, she will not do something that's small if she thinks it's gonna like blend at all
Sure.
or get fuzzy at all. So like this one, for example, she's like, that has to be huge. I will do that, but it has to be huge. So like I'm like, if I want to get a sword, it'll be like my whole back because she won't do it smaller than that. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that. Like I do want a spine tattoo, but I don't know if I want a giant sword down my back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we'll see.
it's funny. My best friend, she has a tramp stamp, but it is old Avenged Sevenfold sounding the seventh trumpet picture of like their album. It's like the 3, yeah, whatever. It's beautiful. It's like, but you have it in the worst place.
Yeah.
It's like move that to the shoulders. Like that's where you should have gotten it, but she didn't want to commit. Whatever. That's it, Kyle. What's the next question here, bud?
Steph
Great
Stimpy
question, by
writes
the way,
in,
bud.
hey, tremendous trio. A question from the Sony Pony Express. Yeehaw.
Yeah.
This is really just an excuse to get to talk about some of my favorite PS2 games. If you could get a shiny remake or remaster of a PS2 game, what would you choose? Personally, I would love to play remasters of the PS2 masterpieces Manhunt and Black. Light, you are a wonderful addition to the team. Keep up the excellent work, all of you. Cheers. Steph Mildiner. There we go.
There you go.
Thank you for
Been
telling
messing up
Joe
that
how
name.
to pronounce your name.
I'm
Live.
gonna miss you saying Midler though now.
Mill dinner.
Mildiner.
Mill dinner.
Mildiner.
It's not gonna work for me, bud. But I'm gonna keep trying.
He's always gonna call you Midler, just so you know that's your name now.
Sorry, Steph.
Sorry, Steph.
Take
Sorry,
it as a
bud.
sign of love.
Yeah, and poor pronunciation for. I just blame it on being from Jersey.
We'll
If
put the pronunciation up there, but Joe will probably skip it.
I say coffee, and it's normal to me.
As long as you don't say milk. I draw the line at milk.
Milk.
There's no E. It is milk.
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 Yeah, don't like that. Any game I get remastered? Quick one. I'll just say San Andreas. Let's go. Like an actual one, not the one that was out. Yeah, a real remaster.
I would say Croc, but we're getting that. So I'm gonna say the frickin' Chicken Little game.
Hell yes.
That will never happen, but damn it was so good.
What say you, Kyle?
Let's just keep it simple. SSX. Tricky.
Hell yes. Yeah. Hell yes.
Tricky.
Ghetto Berry writes in. Hey Gooners.
Getty Images writes.
Hey Gooners. Hope you're all well. Seeing it's the 25th anniversary of PS2, I have nothing but warming memories and thoughts. I got mine day one, was wowed and amazed by it then, and little young me thought the future was here. It got me through my college days too, playing Final Fantasy X, Dark Chronicle, and of course GTA Vice City and San Andreas. It was also mine and probably a lot of people's first foray into the DVD media. It was the cheapest DVD player during its launch. What were your fondest memories of favorite games of this era? Any obscure PS2 games you wish to see again? As always, take care. Love you guys. P.S. Joe, any tips for getting good on competitive mode on Marvel Rivals? I played a few matches and lost every one. Though I get SVP most times, I cannot seem to level up. I await your answer, my sensei.
I know we answered the first part, so I'll answer this Marvel Rivals part. Find yourself a team, okay? Find yourself a team of players you're fond of that you can yell at and say that they're the ones that are causing you strife and the reason why you're losing. Suddy, I love you so much, buddy. You're so great at many things, but Adam Warlock is not one of them. And he's okay with that. He knows it. And we love each other anyway. But also, like, if you're going solo, just play like you know you're going to lose. Or play like you know your team's gonna be the anchor for you. You just gotta try that much harder. And then also go in with characters you're super comfortable with and you know how to play. And go learn a tank. Make sure you're real good at it too. That's probably gonna help you a lot as well. Because if the foundation of a team is like a tank and a healer, you probably want to be really good at one of those things. So mine is Magneto. Healer is a toss-up, but probably Luna Snow. Rocket is also a really good healer. And then for DPS, since I'm in, guys, thank you for asking. Diamond level 2. You get to now eliminate like characters so people can't play them. Try to master characters that not a lot of people choose. I am a very, very, very good Psylocke player because I know that Magic's going to get probably voted out. So there you go.
Nice.
Thank
so
you
your
for
other
indulging me.
PS2 stuff, I think we touched on it at the beginning.
Yeah.
So
Sorry.
any of those bangers. Papa Taz writes in, hey Cowboys and Cowgirl. Question for the Sony Pony Express. Yeehaw. Do you guys? I love how I don't do this consciously. It just happens. Every single time they put it, I feel the need to do yeehaw, and I get it quicker and quicker every single time. I don't do that on purpose. It just happens.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a game that you picked up that was similar to a game that you couldn't play due to not being on your system? I, for one, wanted to play Fast Food Simulator, but was not able to as I do not own a PC. I found a fun little game to get my fix called Street Food Restaurant Owner. The game is oddly fun to me and has cool lo-fi beats while you make burgers.
Suika game, Kyle. There's Suika watermelon game, and you could get it's an easy plat, but I like Suika game.
That is a great call. Yep. Suika games on PlayStation is fantastic. So yeah, that's my answer.
I have both consoles, so I don't have an answer.
Yeah, exactly.
Dang. Yeah, all right.
Sorry.
She's one of the 1%. Brotato though, if you couldn't play Vampire Survivors or you're looking for a new like fix, there you go.
Ooh, nice call. Una writes in, hey there guys, so in honor of the PS2 25th anniversary, what is your trifecta of the PS2 era? For me, I know Final Fantasy X will be at the top due to just all the fond memories I have of it, and probably some of the older GTAs on it. Crazy to think that PS2 is 25 now, though. But to throw the ball back to you guys, what is your trifecta of the PS2 generation?
Trifecta. Ooh. Dang, that's a good question.
I say let's just make it easy. I think it's all 3 GTAs. 3 Vice City,
You know
San
what?
Andreas.
I can't actually. That's a brilliant question or answer. Yeah. Light?
I'm gonna say Crash 2, Crash 3, and DDR.
Hell yeah.
Bam.
I love
There you
that.
go. Whatever was available at Blockbuster at that time.
And finally, the Green Gorilla
Yes.
Gamer writes in, Dearest Kyle and Tegan. Huh.
You too, by the way, bro.
Joe woke up last week and chose violence, so this week I will only address the two of you. The
Okay.
PlayStation 2 is a couple years older than me, so it's a generation I plain and simple missed
Only a
out
couple years.
on.
Dude, he says some shit that just ages you. Like,
But as an owner for the 3 following
It's
systems,
wild.
is the PS2 worth going back to? Are there a number of games on there that I'm missing out on that I couldn't play on the 3 consoles past it? Monster Hunter Wilds and Split Fiction, both getting a 90, is pretty cool, and can't wait to play Tony Hawk 1 and 2 to prep for 3 and 4. And Gears missing multiplayer, it's fine. LOL, campaigns will do nicely. Much love to you both, and God bless. She can do better, huh, Joe? I can't even remember your guys' answer to my question last week, but I know Tegan made me laugh my ass off at work when she said I equally called PlayStation, Xbox, and WB fucking stupid. Fuck you, Joe.
damn. Kyle, what the restraint I'm showing?
Uh-huh.
Masterful, you know?
I say if you have access to a PS2, do it, because I do think there are some games that just
That's where they
you
live.
can't play
Mhm.
yet. You won't be able to play it. Like, even just randomly, I thought of, because Mr. Light loves it, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels to the Roses.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
obsessed
yeah.
with that game. He wasn't even necessarily he didn't play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card tabletop game.
Mhm.
And there have been Yu-Gi-Oh! Games since then that he just does not resonate with. We still have our PS2 plugged into the TV in our bedroom because he will still randomly turn it on and play a couple hands of Duels to the Roses. So that one, Chicken Little, obviously, you gotta play
Obviously.
Chicken Little.
I gotta play
I will
this
not let
Chicken
this
Little
die.
game.
I will not let this die.
Shrek
So, yeah.
the movie tie-in.
Do it.
You're missing
Do it.
all the movie tie-in games, man. Much different. It's like, dude, you're a fan. Like, it's like, dude, you're a fan. Like, again, it's what I say about Star Wars. You're a fan if you fell in love with it on day one, or
only-
let's go. I will tell the Mister. He'd be like, honey, Chicken Little on Amazon.
Cart.
Someone. You're just yelling down the hall. Tax write-off. But yeah, no, yeah.
Also,
Green Gorilla, go for it, Kyle. Please.
Lisa, I see you. Piglet's big game. Shout out to Piglet's big game.
All right, fair enough. Cool. She can do better, huh, Joe? I mean, he's asking me a question, Kyle.
No. Let's move on before.
No.
All right,
That's fine.
all right.
We want him to stick around, okay?
Yeah.
She's hot and you're not. You know what I'm saying? Eat it, dork.
Can we
Eat it.
let's not tee up Joe anymore, please. No more Marvel Rivals questions.
Respectfully.
None of that.
Yeah, don't enable me.
Maybe
That
there's
said,
a good reason why you don't have your Fortnite account back.
Maybe I leave it for Better Business Bureaus got back to me. They're elevating my ticket.
Hell
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Epic
Joe.
literally gave me, and I'm like, and I literally told him at this point, I'm like, at this point, man, I go, it's like a real shame we had to go this far to get something happening, but they're elevating my claim probably to an actual human being. So we'll see what happens. They say it takes up to 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And they just announced, like, yeah, we understand that there's some hackers hacking some people's accounts. I'm like, then this should have been so easy for you guys. This was, I don't know, something called a slam dunk. The hackers called the Green Gorilla Gamer. You can't miss him. Anyway, y'all, that's been the trophy room this week. Ooh-wee. We've done a lot. We've seen so much. And we also handled some of the trash. Shout out to my good friend here, Kyle Stevenson. Let's just give him a round of applause. If you're in your car, if you're in your cubicle, of just producing the shit out of this program tonight.
Trying.
Let me tell you, we got a hate raid, and Kyle did so damn good. Ooh-wee. And like still making the show run smooth and successful. I love you,
I
buddy.
don't know about the video version.
To each his own.
Internet's not on my side tonight.
Kyle, anything you'd like to
Speaking of, it
spotlight
did
before we're
end.
out of here?
It did it?
That's
Well, let's keep going just in case.
fair.
Yeah, just tell somebody you love them. Game dev, shout out a game that you really, really love, and tell them that as much on social media. You can follow me at Mr. KSET pretty much everywhere. 61 Indie for all the indie game news stuff that we are doing, exciting things, and go watch the Humble Game Showcase next week. Channel, as well as it's being co-streamed on IGN. A lot of work went into that bad boy, so please go do that.
So proud of you, buddy.
That's so weird. Everyone in chat says it's still going, but for me, I literally have the watch next because the stream ended.
Love to see it. Everything's great here. There's nothing on fire. Light, anything you'd like to add before we get on out of here?
Yeah, follow me on YouTube over at Lightweight Gaming for all your video game Let's Plays, or over at Lightweight Reacting for all of your movie reactions. The Hobbit reaction will be dropping on Saturday.
Oh.
So,
We're going
and
to
also in GTA tomorrow, my video that's posting, I discovered an adult toy shop and had way too much fun in there. So you do not want to miss it.
That's a must see. She's beating up the clerk, and we all know with what.
Oh no, but I read every video title and I got a chuckle.
Everybody, you can find me over at Mr. Badbit on Blue Sky. You can find the show over at Blue Sky at PS Trophy Room. You can find this show, The Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you can rate this show. Please consider giving us a 5-star review. It really does help us out, and it helps boost us in the algorithms. And if you really, really like this show and you want to help us out as well, you can pitch in over at patreon.com/PS Trophy Room. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody keep you what's about you, keep hunting, and keep